just try to get through the introduction. So we're gonna go one at a time, and everyone just give your opening statement on this, and then we'll open the floor. All right. So, all right, Biggs, go.
Yeah. So I'm Biggs. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Biggs8500, and I'm kind of like a moderate libertarian for the most part. I'd like to see the government involved as least amount as possible, but I do understand that there is some happy medium that we need to balance that. Obviously, we live in a society, that whole meme. But yeah, as far as platforming goes, I'm actually very much pro free speech. I think that we should platform as many people as possible to try to get as many ideas out as possible. And if there happen to be bad ideas or ideas that we disagree with, that's actually better, because then we can, maybe change people's minds and kind of shout down those bad ideas. But I find if we don't let these things out and let these ideas kind of be a part of like conversation and discourse, then we actually let these things fester in the background. So I think bringing things to light is the most beneficial. Obviously, there are going to be some people that do things irresponsibly, as far as like putting people out there without any pushback, and that can be a little problematic. But overall, I think that just getting that out there, because even if you do that, we've seen it with people that have platformed people like controversial figures, then they get a lot of backlash. So that is the pushback. Even if they're not doing it themselves, we still see that in the general discourse, and then it creates content for everybody. But yeah, but thanks for having me. Thanks for everybody for showing up, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
All right, Dr. Joe Mama.
All right, so I'm Dr. Joe Mama, and I have a background in political science and economics. I used to be a researcher for my university before COVID, and I used to teach economic theory to an advanced school of high schoolers. So I align more so with Biggs for the most part. I'm sure we'll get further into the conversation later. I don't want to make this too long. However, I do want to say I don't know anybody on this panel. MrGirl, and you're...
You know me.
I know a couple people. Sorry, I know a few people on this panel. But MrGirl, everybody says you're a pedophile. Could you address that in your intro? And then Britt, why does everybody hate?
No, absolutely not doing
that road.
No,
we're not going down that road.
These are intros.
I thought it'd be an interesting addition to the intros.
I would rather not.
No,
we're not doing that.
Okay.
No.
So it's a real introduction, so I can get to know people for real.
Yeah, you can learn. You can get to know
everybody. Say what makes you horny. What makes you hornier than anything?
No, I am not okay with this.
I will start the mute. All right, everyone, shut the fuck up.
There are underage people in here, please.
Yeah, let's not do this.
Okay. This is okay.
All right.
We gotta get this on the roll, or I'm gonna start fucking kicking people out of this call. All right, HanzOfHarkir, welcome, buddy. Give your holy fuck.
Hey everybody, I'm HanzOfHarkir. I'm everyone's extremely non-confrontational, extremely nice and charitable center-left streamer and weightlifter. I'm having a great time. I'm really excited to be here with everybody. I see a lot of friendly and not so friendly faces. Joe, very nice to meet you. Lorenzo, we can totally fight once you turn 18, all right? But, like, I don't want to go to prison for beating the shit out of a minor. But everybody else, my position on platforming is pretty much, you can say it's responsible depending on what your goals are. If your goals are to push a specific narrative, then it's based upon whether or not you successfully do that. If you're someone who debates a lot of, say, Nazis, and your goal is to defeat Nazi thought, but let's say you're Lance from the Surfs, and you get absolutely fucking wrecked by Lauren Southern, then you could say that he is reasonably, say, assisting in say far-right propaganda because he didn't accurately win that, like, to present information and win that debate. So you could say that is one thing in regards to like how well you're pushing your agenda. But then you could also go from the perspective of Dr. Joe and Biggs, so I don't want to like retread here, that, like as long as you say someone isn't explicitly breaking TOS, more people should be able to say what they do. I am currently of the opinion that you can't, at this point in time, you can get some people banned, you can get some people put off based if they go, say, extremely far in a certain direction, whether it's say far right. Like if someone's advocating for like a certain genocide right now of a certain ethnic group, I think that's fine getting them banned. If there's like a weird tanky who's advocating for like, you know, liberals to get the sword or whatever, then I think it's fine with them getting banned as well. But there seems like there's a massively broad, acceptable level of discourse that we can have that isn't just about actively calling for people to die. So I think we should respect that. We should probably get rid of the biggest of the fringes and realize that there's a dramatically excellent conversation where we can all push our own narratives and see who's right and who's wrong inside the existing debate. And I think as long as, I don't think this is getting banned, right? So if they have all these different people from like me, like to Brit, to MrGirl, to Environmental Seattle, to Samantha, if we have all these different people of like extremely far different like political beliefs on this and it's not currently getting nuked, then I think that means to me that we're not doing so bad in regards to having quote unquote free speech. So,
I want more introductions like that. Let that be fucking noted, you people, you degenerates.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get drunk as fuck, so that's the most
Okay,
creative thing for me all night. I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be right back.
All right, Lorenzo.
Hi, my name is Nefarious, aka Lorenzo. Actually, I haven't streamed in a week, so apologies for that. I stream on Twitch. You can find me under Nefarious P. I think that platforming is actually like a very important discussion that we should be having. Of course, you shouldn't platform anyone that breaks TOS or that breaks any laws or whatever. We also shouldn't platform people that purposely push for misinformation. I feel like that's kind of like doesn't help, really just poisons the well. When it comes to responsible platforming of like political ideologies, so like for example like lefties or right-wingers, we shouldn't platform people, again, I forgot who said it, but that can't debate other people's ideas. So again, we shouldn't platform the serfs if they're debating someone like Lauren Southern. That's it.
All right, MrGirl.
Is there actually a minor in here?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm turning 18 in a month. Okay.
Yeah,
don't
just
worry
stick,
about it,
please, MrGirl.
No,
just
this
stick
is-
with that's at hand. Okay, all right, hold on.
Is
If
it
this
court
phrase,
required?
hold on, I'm gonna make this very clear for here on out. If this is brought up one more time, I'm kicking you out of the call. Stick to the topic at hand, or you'll be booted out of this call. Simple as that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really comfortable with the shit you guys are talking about and being in the call with a minor. It's too weird. So, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, well, we'll just stick to talking about platforming. So, if you could please.
Okay. So here's my stance on platforming. I think anytime you have a conversation with somebody, you know when you like meet, you're talking to your coworker, like a restaurant or something, and you're like, yeah, you're like joking around, and then they say something racist, and then if you keep being polite, and then you're like, haha, like even if you fake laugh, then you're sort of being racist yourself, and that it's that, but it's multiplied by like a lot. So I think you just have to think about on an individual level. I don't think there's going to be a hard and fast rule you can make, but when somebody says something to you, however you respond, if you're being polite, if you're being cordial, or if you're entertaining the idea in some manner, you are letting them use you as a mouthpiece. And I'm talking to Richard Spencer on Friday, so I'm thinking about this a lot, and kind of the ethics of that and how to handle that conversation. So I will be eager to hear what you guys have to say about this. And obviously, I'm also on the other end of it with people feeling like I am using them as a mouthpiece or whatever. And then, I mean, money is also part of the calculation. I feel like if there was not the money aspect of it, the momentum of me rising in popularity makes it keep happening. So I just think these are all things you have to keep in mind as you make a decision about what the right thing to do is.
Like you're talking to Richard Spencer about that.
Oh, what'd you say?
You're talking to Richard Spencer about.
Oh, what am I talking to him about? I think broadly, I want to talk about how white supremacists are seen, or Nazis, or whatever he identifies as.
Is he rebranded? Is he a moderate center-right guy? Is he Lauren Southern himself?
Definitely rebranding. He's not like he actually does not like a lot of the people that follow him, or that used to follow him.
All right, let's keep trucking. Let's keep trucking.
I just want to talk about like white supremacy and its place in America, and how the more you wait, what is this? What is it?
Ostracize?
That's interesting. We'll check that out later. Let's keep trucking through this one. All right, Brittany from Politically Provoked.
My mic quiet. Somebody said my mic was quiet.
You sound.
Can't hear me. Why do you guys keep fucking with me?
Sounds like
You're fine,
sounds
you
like the
sound fine
computer
to me.
mic, not your main mic.
Yeah, you're okay.
Literally, why is she unmuted? Why was I muted and she's not? Okay.
You're not muted.
It's a little better now.
Is it?
You're fine.
Sound fine to me.
I think you sound great.
It hasn't
sound fine,
changed.
Brittany.
Yeah, this isn't your regular mic. Go to your sound settings.
When I do the mic, is it input or out?
Input.
Input.
Input's like when you're talking. Output's like for your listening. So like if you say like have a Yeti and you have it as your output, then it's not gonna like go through your ears. So make sure. Yeah.
It says my Yeti is on for my input.
Should be good then.
Mute banana.
You should be good. Just go for the intro. You sound good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know. Okay.
I can hear you fine. I'm not sure like whether it's like your stream messing with you or something else. Like,
We don't hear you fine.
Saying that they couldn't hear me. Okay, so yeah, I'm Brittany. I run Politically Provoked. We were just recently, they did get us on YouTube. We are working some of the things out. I'm not going to explain what we're going to be doing in the future because half of the people on this panel will report us. So I'm not going to be talking about that too much. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun topic, you guys. I think this is going to be a real fun topic. All right.
Yeah. Prime.
Hello, hi. My name is Prime. I'm PrimeCayes, PrimeCayes. Yeah, we do like a panel type show, and we invite people from all across the political spectrum, though we usually just have lefties on because conservatives are usually too scared to come on. It's fine. But I like being able to have people of differing opinions, right? Those are oftentimes my favorite people. I think it's very important that we talk to these individuals who disagree with us. I think that's where we can actually make some progress. If not with the person themselves on the screen, right? Then maybe people in the audience who agree with that person. And sometimes my mind has changed too. Sometimes I moved, right? Sometimes someone says something that I think is, pretty profound or something. And it changes my way of thinking, or it at the very least sharpens my own arguments. And that doesn't happen when you're just preaching to the choir. So I think it's very valuable. But I guess there are limits as to who exactly you should have on. Exploring those limits and see exactly where they lie has been like an ongoing struggle for me and my community. So,
Queen Janey.
Hello. Sorry if my audio sucks. I'm on my AirPods on my laptop. I kind of just jumped in here for the memes, but I'm Queen Janey, stream on Twitch, and cover politics, often related to like the UK, but also the US. I'm pretty okay with platforming, opposing views. I think the issue comes when you're not like challenging the person with views with which are pretty well disagreed with. I think as hosts of discussions, if you're talking to somebody, you do kind of need to play devil's advocate to a degree and reflect back the criticisms of their arguments. I think that's where like the difference is between responsible and irresponsible platforming. I'm pretty sure you could potentially platform almost anything as long as it wasn't like going to cause harm to other people. But yeah, the issue does come with the challenging of people's opinions responsibly. And I just think that we're a bit lost in the sauce at the minute on Twitch politics. I mean, I'm just cringing at the fight and shit, to be honest, more than anything, but you do, you do.
Okay. Alright, Rinyald.
Hi, I'm Rinyald. I'm kind of a nomad on a bunch of these platforms. I have a YouTube channel called The Yald Dump, and I stream it, Rinyald on Twitch, but other than that, I'm not in like one specific set place. It kind of sucks coming this late in a panel about platforming because I'm gonna end up like rehashing everybody's points. But I think it's pretty important to platform certain like controversial takes, because if you don't and they're not adequately challenged, then they're just going to go back to like their little hidey hole and nothing's ever going to change. But you do have to be very careful with how you're doing it. There's a reason that I don't go out and talk to like Nick Fuentes or people like that, and it's because I know I'd get absolutely eviscerated in a talk like that. And I would argue that me platforming those kinds of people would be irresponsible. But it's something that I think if you have the abilities to do, it's hard to measure if you do have the abilities to do it. But if you have the abilities to do, I think there's maybe not a moral obligation to platform people like that, but I'd say that it'd be a net positive to platform people like that.
Yep. Samantha Savage.
Oh, let me just, whoops.
Yeah, cringe. I host a Mask-Off podcast with Tiberius D and Counterpoints. Thank you. I just stir shit up. Anyway, platforming is kind of whatever. I like the free speech opposed. However, if you platform people with really extreme views with no pushback, that can become like a dangerous territory. However, I don't trust half of the left here on Twitch to be able to push back. I'd trust Jeffrey Epstein or MrGirl around my kids more than I would trust any of these leftists to actually push back against like Nazi rhetoric or problematic rhetoric to that extreme. So yeah, there's that. That's my response on platforming. Get fucked.
Stardust.
Hello, welcome. I mean, to myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Stardust. I do panels on Saturdays, and other times I argue and yell at people and scream at people, and sometimes I scream at people. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have nice conversations and interview people. And my thoughts on platforming are that everybody can go fuck themselves. I am tired of other people gatekeeping who the fuck I can have on my fucking show, on my fucking stream. Nobody is going to fucking tell me. I will say it again, and I will continue to say it. Nobody's gonna fucking tell me who the fuck I can have on my stream. If you don't trust me to have somebody on my stream, don't fucking watch it, okay? It's not for you. It's for me, okay? It's for me and for my audience. If you don't trust me enough to have a good conversation with somebody, you can go get fucked because my content's not for you. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah.
I ditto that, by the way.
All right, Atheist.
I'm Atheist. I just kind of go around on Discord a lot, to be honest. I do have a Twitch, but spelled incorrectly. It's like Atheist, but the I actually came before the E. You can try to search for it. Good luck. I do have Twitter, Atheist is gay, and I do all the best cringe takes that you've ever seen. I think when it comes to platforming, I think people need to realize is that language is a means of creating good and harm, and that people need to just basically evaluate that to whoever they let come on their stream or whatever platform that they have. I think, honestly, my biggest problem usually comes with misinformation and how people will just use tactics to just lie. And I think a lot of people have a lot of good intentions when it comes to different opinions and values, but they don't understand is that they usually come along with a lot of misinformation. I don't think a lot of like modern Nazis got there as a value place, but through a lot of misconstructions of history and also a lot of misunderstandings of current human biology, etc., etc. In fact, a lot of the ways that these most dangerous ideologies get off the ground is through misinformation. And that's how they spread to people to cast doubts in the systems that have worked consistently or through well-known biological consensus in human beings. So I definitely can be like in favor of people not platforming people and people having a problem with other people platforming people. Because again, language leads to either harm or good at the end of the day. And so, yeah, that's just my stance on it.
And
is there any neutral language, or do you feel like all language is inherently bad or good?
Well, we'll get to that.
Intro.
We'll get to that. Well, we can get to that.
Yeah.
Carl.
Hey, my name is Carl. I have long form content on YouTube at yestv.org. That's Your Environment Seattle. And I'm sorry, I'm going to pull a huge bait and switch here. Now I'm to the left of Stardust on my screen because I'm rebranding to Soyaddle. I hope you like that. I hope it doesn't make me a problematic person. Here's my new logo, temporary logo.
Good work.
Come soy with me. Platform.
It looks it looks just like you, bro.
Do you prefer like soy, or can we still call you Carl?
You can call me Carl, soy latte, Soyaddle.
Soy Carl?
That homeless person, anything you want.
Are your
Homeless?
pronouns
Are you
soy and
homeless?
soy self?
How, did I not know this about you, that you've been homeless this entire time?
No, that was a rumor spread by some Nazis. Deplatform is extremely ineffective. Like, if you try to deplatform someone, you just really create an isolated community for that information and that attitude to fester in. I'm not really in favor of deplatforming for that reason, because sunlight is one of the best disinfectants. We need to put sunlight on some horrible attitudes and some horrible ideas. But I guess I'm going to agree with a few of the other people who've talked about misinformation and effectiveness of your mission. And so I'd love to get into that in the open panel.
All right. The Frog Prince Doobie.
That's King Doobie.
Prince King Potato.
Yeah, I'm Doobie. And I think platforming bad people can be bad sometimes, and I don't think most of you have thought it all the way through. I think that there's some people on here that might need to be deplatformed, including myself possibly. So I feel like we should have a more honest conversation about the topic. Because just saying, I'd allow everything because, we should debate everything all the time is I think kind of like a childish way to look at it.
And last but certainly not least, Zonia.
Hey, so this is an interesting turnout on the panel. We've got a bunch of my friends here, a couple of really close friends, and honestly, I'm starting to question some of my life choices.
Same.
Yeah, but honestly, probably I should be deplatformed. I mean, look at my friend group, right? Hang around with the worst of the worst, and here we all are on a platform. We're probably all going to get canceled today. As a matter of fact, I was accusing Stardust of having the most irresponsible platforming a couple weeks ago on our Chaos Cast panel that I was on with MrGirl and Doobie. I take that back. MadLad wins. MadLad is just taken over here. He's in the lead, next in line to be deplatformed. So, well...
I allowed this.
You know what, MadLad? You're welcome anytime. Okay,
Thank you so much for this. It's a pleasure. Look, I just flipping over the table. I look. It's been a long month. Here we are. I don't care. I just don't care.
And we've been on the opposite, like MadLad and I have been on the opposite ends of this discussion before. So
it's true.
What is MadLad's position?
My position has been consistently up until this day, super anti-platforming people who are problematic. I have been like,
what is wrong with you? What is this term?
No, look, hold on.
Right.
Hold on. Let me just put this out. I think that there's a lot of very dangerous notions and ideas, but again, I'm reevaluating everything about myself because there's I feel like I've been very uncharitable to people. I feel like I should double check, what I know is right and wrong a little bit.
That you were been against what?
Am I a dangerous notion or a dangerous idea?
Am I muted or something? Wait, what did they say before? Because I missed that part. They said you were against platforming who?
I'm against platforming just everything that's
right winger.
Just if some idea, some concept, some person is dangerous, I've been very anti-platforming them because
what's dangerous to know?
He's been against platforming you, Brittany. He didn't want me to have you on.
That is not true. Prime. What are you doing to me? I didn't say that. That's not true. I was really nice that one time we met.
Well, to wrap up real quick, I am Zonia. My channel is Zonia Dead. I tend to do panels, and I have some pretty spicy tweets. Zonia Undead is my Twitter. And I'm here basically to just continue getting in trouble like I always do on panels. So hopefully this will be not the worst experience for you all, but you'll probably enjoy it.
Alrighty. Well, and as insane as I am, this is an open panel because I'm fucking insane.
Wait, what? There's already so many fucking people here.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're not gonna fucking worry about it, Hans. All right.
Wait, who else do we have to add to this?
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be really fun.
Two people in the
It's
waiting
all
room,
in good
so.
fun. I'm a psychopath. I've allowed.
There's a natural limit.
There
has to be.
But I actually wanted to.
What is your dark triad score?
Yeah,
I have
are you the dark
levels
triad?
of sociopath.
All right.
Wait. Sociopath and psychopath aren't.
Shut up.
They aren't in the DSM-5 anymore.
Off topic.
I just want to make an announcement. The next person I'm platforming is going to be Hitler. So feel free.
Just the corpse or a picture.
That's a medical wonder.
I'm helping her find the children in Brazil.
Stardust,
so.
go ahead and invite me. I have some questions. I just want to ask some questions, okay?
I'm watching MadLad's
Sure.
regret this in real
I
time
was just
right
going to
now.
rag on him the
I can
entire
literally
time
see
for
it on his
getting
face.
kicked out of art school. So.
I'm regretting so much right now.
I
Okay, so let's try to get the real.
I'm just saying, guys, if like a specific like demographic has an outsized control over a certain institution, let's say farming, is that a like cause for systemic extermination? Because non-compete can't find a reason to say why that's bad. So I think it is bad for numerous reasons. So you think we can platform conversations about how we shouldn't discriminate against a group because they might be either more potentially like statistically predisposed towards crime or something like that? I feel like that's a normal liberal society thing that we should support.
The only problem is
You lost
I don't
me
think we
there.
can trust people to actually take that information and analyze it properly. I don't think we can trust most people to take data and analyze it properly.
People are stupid.
We kind of exactly we have to do it, kind of like for people, and it's kind of irresponsible to allow people or to assume that people are gonna do it themselves.
It's irresponsible to allow people to have access to information.
They're too stupid.
Not access to
we must make the
information.
decision for them.
But if we start going around screaming 1350, the implications.
It's
that come from
12:56 now.
I think.
Run down.
I wait, hold on. The record was corrected. The new data came out. It's now 12:56. Just making sure we have our facts
Wow.
straight.
So here, actually,
Look, I think it's irresponsible to expect people to be able to properly decision make based off of data. I think only a select subset of people are capable of doing that responsibly. So you do kind of have to have some sort of way of not dictating, but providing a more concise answer for people. The problem is who does the answering. And how do you determine whether or not to trust
Actually, because
who determines who determines who is dangerous to platform?
Right.
That's my question.
Well,
who determines that?
Look, I'll just tell you, I'm dangerous to platform. So
I think
I'm
we can
dangerous to platform too.
I think we can actually split it up into a variety of categories, right? Like there's individuals or groups that are dangerous to platform because they can cause self-harm. They can cause attacks on society. They can cause misinformation. That
Are we talking about actual are you talking about stuff that's already illegal already? Or are we talking about because I thought it was basically understood if you platform somebody, obviously stuff that's already illegal, obviously that should be without saying. But I'm talking about the people that have bad ideas or maybe push for things that you don't agree with.
This lens that I'm offering here is under we're gonna assume that the stuff is sort of legal and okay to get into talk about on a platform, but still might cause there's an undercurrent of causing harm to others, either individuals or as whole groups or as to the society as a whole. And then the question is safe? So who said what?
Well,
that was me.
Sorry, 1 second.
Real quick,
Shut up, Hans. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Would it be safe to just say Nazis? Because I feel like that's what we're most what we're kind of thinking.
Well, I think here's a good one. Flamenco, my good friend Flamenco. Everybody calls him
Everyone
a
talking at the
Nazi.
same time. Everyone talking at the same time.
One person at a time. Stardust next. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
And then PP Britt.
And then me.
Okay.
And then Samantha.
Okay, all right. So here's a great example. Everybody it keeps bothering me about having Flamenco on my stream and saying, Stardust, Flamenco's a Nazi. Flamenco used to co-host Killstream. Guess what? He doesn't co-host Killstream anymore. Guess what? Ethan Ralph tried to fucking cancel him on Twitter for being pro-trans rights. So y'all can get fucked, okay? Stop telling me who the fuck I can be friends with and who the fuck I can't, okay? People are allowed to change their fucking opinions, okay? People are, and that doesn't happen overnight, okay? It happens slowly. It's a gradual process, but it happens, okay? And I'm not going to restrict who I talk to just because other people want me to do that, okay? I'm sorry, but I feel like I am plenty.
How do you know he changed his mind?
Dude, Ethan Ralph fucking hates him. He hates him.
That doesn't.
Because he's come out publicly. He's come out publicly in support of trans people. Okay, he's been. You can but anybody can make that speculation. I can make that speculation about you, Prime. I could say, Prime doesn't really believe all those things. He's just saying that because he wants to be the morally pure leftist. You know, that's like that. Like I can say that about anybody.
One second. So I've known Flamenco longer than any of you, unfortunately. Though I love him. But
don't worry, Brittany. We'll get to you. I promise.
He used to be far more cringe than he used to be. And he actually marched at Unite the Right, doing the Jews will not replace this thing with a tiki torch. He was on my server talking about it, right? And after Heather Heyer died there, he was in my server arguing that she died of a heart attack, and actually the guy who ran over all those people they were attacking him and he was running away, and that's why he ran over all those people, having debates about that for hours, right? So he's a little more controversial than just like someone who
and I totally acknowledge that
on the fringe.
Yeah.
But I think these were all like
okay, that's important.
These were like lukewarm takes right now, to be honest with you guys. Right? I feel like we're avoiding like really obvious gorillas in the room.
All right, so Doobie, I'm gonna give you a chance to get to that after Samantha. I'm gonna let PP Britt get her points in.
Well, can I just respond?
Doobie will address your
really quick.
All right, Stardust, then PP Britt. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just want to respond.
Right,
okay.
Britt, fine,
I fully acknowledge that I don't know I fully acknowledge that I don't know the flamenco from before now, right? Obviously, but the flamenco that I do know now is not that person, and is somebody who I see changing, and is somebody who I see sticking up for his friends, who has been picked on by other people who he used to associate with, right? So I think that that's a sign for me, and I'm not going to socially ostracize somebody just because I found their previous actions so bad that I'm not going to talk to them or something like that.
Well, at least Flamenco didn't shoot a boat of migrant kids.
Wait, pause. All right, Brittany. Brittany's next.
All right. Two things. One, I don't think it would even matter if he was that guy that from before for her to platform him.
I got you, Lorenzo. I see you.
Let her do whatever the fuck she wants. But yeah, all the guy does is like drama streams now. He's not freaking doing like any white nationalist kind of shit. Tip number 2, Hans.
Hey, Britt.
Hi.
How you doing?
Block me from your chat, asshole. What the hell?
I mean, like, I find you annoying. I'm sorry. Like, I'm talking to you now. Like, it doesn't mean you have a right to like be in my chat. Like, I'm sorry.
Free Brittany.
Free Brittany. Britt. Okay, we can talk about it sometime. Okay. Like, I'm sorry. I don't like your panels. I don't particularly like you as a person. But like, maybe we can talk about it. All right. Like, again, you're not like stopped from like disliking people online and not engaging with certain people, right? Like, we all know what the block button is, right? I've actually learned a lot about the block button recently. And and you're allowed to do that. It's totally fine.
That unblock me, Stardust.
It's like,
I unblocked you.
While I'm still here, right? I want to ask Zonia.
Me, Brittany.
I want to ask Zonia like a question, which is like, it feels pretty impossible to be, say, 100% certain that someone's going to be platformed well, or like platform someone dangerous well. If this is what we're worried about, right? Mm-hmm. In regards to like someone isn't pushing back enough, or someone might like lose the debate, right? Again, like they did, like imagine like a lefty who's like trying to debate a Nazi, and if the lefty does badly, then like the Nazi will like have their ideas propagated in a like potentially positive manner because they quote unquote won the debate. So how can we be sure, aside from hey MrGirl, maybe you can answer this in a second, where it's like we can't be 100% sure at any point whether someone's going to win a debate, because like Destiny's lost debates, Vosh has lost debates. I don't think anyone except for Infrahaz, who's a total bitch and won't fight me, is
he's lost a debate to me in a clown suit. Just so you know.
A lot of the, like, no one is free from loss in like the online debate sphere. So if your goal is responsible platforming, none of us have a perfect record. So how can we, like, if that's like the metric of we can expect this person to platform these ideas responsibly, how do you do it?
Tell somebody else what responsible.
I don't think you can.
No. I'm just asking from like this like perspective. I'm not specifically holding this. I think you can try, but I would say as long as you're reasonably sure, I'm okay with that. Right? Like if I know, like say with 70% certainty that like this is probably going to be a better outcome, then I'm okay with like hosting that. Right?
Okay, so you're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from from my perspective, like, I don't trust Destiny and Vosh to be able to platform people like MrGirl responsibly, but I trust Stardust to. I think she's far more capable of platforming them responsibly. But no, to give you a more direct answer, I don't think there is a way to judge it, and I think most people from their own lens may even misjudge their own ability to, like, I don't think that's something that a lot of people are really. Most people, well, not most, but a lot of people will perceive themselves as being more capable than they are. I think it's one of those things you just kind of have to allow it to happen, and hopefully people can learn from each other. But probably a really important thing, as one thing I've definitely learned from watching people like Destiny and Vosh, for example, over the years, is I've learned to even question my own ability to responsibly tackle certain issues and responsibly handle certain people. So that's something I've learned just from observing their behavior and seeing like the debates that didn't go well, for instance, and seeing the debates that did go well, and recognizing when it looks really bad and when it doesn't. So in a way that kind of breaks through the Dunning-Kruger effect of thinking yourself more capable than you are. You guys get exposure to the controversial people and their opinions and who did a good job of pushing back and who didn't, and it helps enhance your own perspective and your own understanding of what maybe your capabilities are. That's at least the way it worked for me.
Yeah,
MrGirl, are you being responsibly platformed right now?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I would like to.
Well, hold on. I wanted to. Okay, so Samantha and Doobie were in the line.
Let him respond.
Okay, fine.
Hold on. Doobie's already had 3.
Holy fuck! Shut up.
Life is listening to Doobie talk.
Okay, fine.
Kidding me?
Let MrGirl had his hand up.
Cup of tea, MrGirl.
It's fine.
It's good to see you, Doobie.
I love you too.
And I love you 3.
You still owe me that fuck, by the way.
I know.
We've got it recorded.
I think that what I've learned in the last couple weeks is that Twitch streamers are very willing to compromise their values for money. And it feels like a lot. There's a few weird things about this whole idea. One is that every stream has to increase the quality of the world. Like, it's wrong to have a stream that might spread bad ideas that you don't agree with. Like, you shouldn't even risk it. I feel like that's a little strict and like weird of an idea. 2, I think we all agree that people who become Nazis are not born Nazis, that they're talked into it and they're radicalized. And I think that it is, if you believe that if we all openly talk to each other, that the end result of that will be another Holocaust, what does that say about what you think of Jews at the end of the day, right? Like, if we cross-pollinate all of our ideas and we all just talk to each other openly, and you're saying like, well, then that, of course, if we do that, then we'll have slavery again. It's like, I don't know. I feel more optimistic. I feel like cordoning people off and deplatforming them and kicking them off of mainstream whatever and forcing them to go to the kill stream or whatever other places where they're radicalized, I think that's bad, and I think cross-pollinating ideas is good. So in a way, I think it's makes the world a better place.
Do you know what else you think is good, MrGirl?
Okay.
Being attracted to kids. You fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
All right.
That's not okay.
Guys.
They're gone. I kicked them out. They're gone. That won't happen again.
I know.
My hand is up, teacher.
Oh. Okay. Thanks for having me.
So MrGirl.
He's MrGirl's out too.
God damn it.
Okay.
So
I wanted to ask.
I can clip and you can get them on.
But I guess this is like for more people. So I don't think anything that's happening on this panel is going to lead to a Holocaust. I don't think any of us are that powerful. But I think a less hyperbolic example could be that something said tonight could make people have, say, more negative opinions about, say, like a certain group, whether it's a minority, whether it's like a protected class. That's entirely possible. So I guess the bigger question is how okay are we with that? Because I'm okay with that to a degree where I feel like I'm handling it like well. I feel like I'm participating, making conversation better, and overall a net positive. But I would hesitate at any point to say that we can't have conversations unless it's just going to say like, be three Nazis like vibing. Fuck. Where's that feedback? Can someone
mute, please? Universal discourse.
Just to
mute universal discourse, please.
All right. I'll try to respond to that. I'll just get this chain going. I think when we talk about problems that we have when it comes
what about the talking stick?
When it comes to maybe not platforming people at all is because of the external effects that has. When people feel like they're being oppressed, when people feel like they're not getting their voices heard, they start to actually refer to some extremes. They start to actually act in a certain way. And they can claim certain things. Like, I think you saw a lot with cancel culture where it wasn't actually the people who deserved to get canceled that really made the conversation start going. It was the people who didn't. It was the mistakes. It was the extreme behavior. It was the extreme reaction. I mean, Stardust came and literally confirmed it of how she was literally coming here. One of the first things she talked about was an example of where she felt someone was trying to be the platform that she didn't feel, right? She's not talking about the Nazis. She's not talking about Richard Spencer, not talking about Nick Fuentes. She's talking specifically about someone she feels personally. And I think that's the impact that we're having. So yeah, it's going to be kind of like we have to give some reasonable leniency just so that people don't actually lean into those extremes. We don't see everyday people get deplatformed, but we do need to encourage it to a responsible amount.
All right, I got the talking stick now. I've been holding up my hand for a decade. I wanted to piggyback on something that Zonia said, where she was discussing the ego that streamers have and content creators. Everybody has a fucking massive ego on here. Everybody thinks that their opinion is so fucking important, including me, that they can discuss politics and make the world a fucking better place by getting on the camera and talking on their mic to 20 to 100 viewers. And it's extremely hard to perform introspection when your ego is so highly inflated. And so
you have a baboon level IQ, unironically.
I got a baboon level IQ?
Baboon level IQ, yeah.
Damn, is that what you're talking about? You said the gorillas in the room earlier and you're talking about me?
Oh, come on.
I am
like,
right
at least chimpanzee.
I'm
at least a chimpanzee level.
The idea that people going onto Twitch or wherever the fuck, YouTube, whatever it is, and making arguments in public in front of hundreds or thousands of people has no impact at all on those people's opinions. Then
wait, I never said that. What the fuck? All I said, no. That's presenting what I'm saying.
Their friends and their family.
All right, 1 second, guys. Chill, one at a time.
This is literally, it's like ripples on a pond. Right, we're making ripples on a pond. These ripples affect the wider society. The fact that you apparently can't fucking see that, again, tells me you've got a baboon level IQ. And if you're just gonna come on here and be a fucking doomer and say nothing we say here matters, everything is just nihilistic and yada yada, then why the fuck are you on here talking?
Wait, hold on. Let me respond to this. Right, this is extremely important because you're agreeing with me. I said it's extremely hard to perform introspection, and it's dangerous to discuss politics with. Hold on, stop. It's dangerous to discuss politics with a person like Richard Spencer who can fucking data dump on your ass and make you look like an idiot if you're not good enough at talking to him. And so I'm actually saying that what you're saying on Twitch does matter, and it's extremely hard to perform introspective and try to figure out whether or not you're actually a reasonable person and can validly argue against someone like Richard Spencer who will fucking data dump on your ass. You're agreeing
with
with
Richard
me.
Spencer, and you feel like he's smarter than you.
No, it's just a good example because he got brought up earlier.
I'm gonna get Lorenzo and then Stardust. That's the next. That's the proper order. I lost
and
Lorenzo
me after that.
And then
me
Zonia
after Stardust, please.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing everything down. I got you guys.
Okay. Stardust.
No, Lorenzo first. Lorenzo's been waiting a long
time. No, let's Stardust go first. Let's Stardust go
Stardust
first.
Okay, cool. Done.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to say in response is that to get better at debating the types like Richard Spencer, you have to go and debate types like Richard Spencer. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. You're going to get fucking wrecked. Okay. If you are debating people, you're just going to get fucking wrecked sometimes. I've gotten wrecked and then I've gotten better. And I'm sure plenty of other people here have gotten wrecked and gotten better. Destiny and Vosh did not start off being master debaters. Okay. We all worked up here, okay? So you have to put the work in, and you have to be willing to be completely publicly humiliated and get back up after that. I have been fucking crushed by Sean Last, okay? Even though I spent like 2 weeks researching every single piece of information he's ever written
against him. Come on.
Okay, well, whatever. He fucking creamed me, okay? He creamed me in my butt, and I can't, I can't recover. No, Absolutely not. I'm going to get up and I'm going to recover from it. Stop, dude. Fucking soy. Okay. Anyways, right. Look. Look. There is no way to have these conversations without practicing them, and you can't practice them unless you actually face those people and you practice with those people, and you get fucking wrecked, and then you get up and you learn how to recover from getting wrecked, and then maybe the next time you recover halfway through that wrecking and you wreck them, and then maybe the next time you wreck them, you know, a little bit more. Like it's a gradual process, and yeah, nobody's perfect, but this is kind of how we get better at things. I don't think that stopping people from having conversations is productive, especially if you reach out to people on a person-to-person level like I have. Even beyond debating, you reach out to people on an interpersonal level, and that's how you really change minds. You know, that's it. You befriend people, and I know that sounds really fucking weird to be befriending really strange people, but that's kind of how you do it. So
Did anyone ever tell you you're a poet? I mean, honestly, with your words, there's nothing like you, Stardust.
I've got Ridyold and I've got Hans, and then the next person on the list is Lorenzo.
Wait, you skipped me?
No, Zonia, you're third.
Yeah, Zonia was going to be.
Zonia's.
Can you put me on the bottom of that list?
Atheist, I had you at 4. Do you want to be at the bottom?
Wait, you didn't put me at the bottom,
I'll stay
right?
at 4.
They'll stay at 4. Okay, Lorenzo, you're next. Go.
Okay. I just want to say two things. First, if you want to have MrGirl back on, I can dip since I think I'm the only minor here. So, I'd rather.
Wait, you're the only minor. Nah, I'm actually 17.
Oh, the Troids in here.
Like the children. Shut the fuck up, Doobie.
Wait, there's children in here? I gotta go too now.
Wait, who just said the fucking children?
Okay, whatever.
The Troids in
It's
here.
fine.
The children, little babies.
You are a
Go.
child if you are a minor.
Go play with your fucking Legos.
All right, thanks, Lorenzo. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm of age.
Damn. Okay.
Hey, I love Legos. Okay. What was up?
Second of all, Biggs. Second of all, I was just gonna say, yeah, Stardust, that's true. But can't we have those like debates in private? I think the whole.
No, we can't. I'm sorry, you can't have a debate with Sean Last in private. It's not happening. You can't have a debate with Richard Spencer in private. It's not happening. Sorry, no, you can't.
Wait, but if your problem
you
is
can't
we have
get
to be
publicly humiliated in private. You have to practice that.
You're not going to learn the social pressure of it. You're not going to perform the same when you get into public if you practice.
You are not.
I don't know. Maybe I've never.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me.
I
want to jump spin.
Sorry.
Yeah, Zonia's
okay.
next.
Okay.
I just wanted to say real quick, you can take me off the list because Lorenzo addressed the point that I wanted to make.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I think what a lot of people kind of fool themselves into thinking is that this is they think of their platform or the platform that they're watching as being a genuine political ground for platforming political positions and social positions, socioeconomic positions, etc. But what gets overlooked is that this is an entertainment platform. End of story. You can do more with the entertainment, but it's still entertainment driven. And so if the viewers want that, they're going to flock to that one way or another. It's just, and these are the things that are going to kind of evolve in a platform where contentious ideas, drama, conflict, disagreement are going to drive more people to watch. And so this kind of happens over time. And pretty much almost nobody is above reproach with this. Almost everybody does this. So what you need to do is you need to kind of find what find the comfortable balance where you feel like you can achieve the things that you want to achieve while still being able to use this platform for what it is and not pretend that it's anything more than that. So I think a lot of people just get overly worked up thinking that that it's more than what it is. And I think we need to be more realistic about that. But at the same time, you can also pay attention to the fact that, yes, if you allow certain subjects to be advocated for unchecked, like without pushing back, that yes, there are some people who will be swayed by it. So just try to give that pushback. If you get to a point where you feel like you're not able to handle the situation properly, maybe it's something that you need to address, afterward, obviously the backing of a debate looks bad too, and just kind of reinforces the positions. But it's something that I think people overreact to, and they just need to be more realistic about what they're dealing with and what this platform actually is.
Okay, Atheist, and then Hans, you're next after that, and then Lorenzo.
I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, Stardust. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Right. Bye.
All right.
Oh, and I got you.
I guess. Okay, I guess I'll just respond to the point that Zonia said. I think that how do I say this? I think a good example of this is like Ben Shapiro. I think there was like a video of like a trans person coming up and actually confronting him on his views on trans people. And I think that even though at least a lot of what she said was like factually correct, I think she muffled a little bit of what the academic community thinks about the difference between gender and biology. But I think for the most part, like Ben Shapiro's reaction to it wasn't like a scientific basis, wasn't like a factual basis, but it was like an entertainment basis, like Zonia said. And I think the problem that we all see is that it's all an entertainment platform. Entertainment is just what kind of we seek for pleasure, and people sometimes get pleasure from politics. Take media, take news, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all these places get paid at the end of the day. They have to pay these people's bills. They don't get it out of thin air, out of journalist purity. These people have to get money one way or another. They have ethics that they follow that does have an impact, but at the end of the day, they get paid. And I just think we should translate the same model here, where we all should have certain ethics that we follow in order to create the best outcomes. Because even though group-wise people will flock to where they want to go, individuals have an impact on that setting. A really good example of this is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, there are many of Democrats who could have ran. They all on the Democratic platform. They all going for the presidency, etc. Joe Biden can be individually, he can be different. He can push certain policies ahead of others. He can start certain initiatives that other people won't, right? That's where the individual aspect. So yes, we're part of a larger system that prioritizes, edutainment, where people want to feel like they're learning instead of maybe actually learning, like a deep, detailed debate or reading long scientific journals. But it's still our responsibility as individuals within this platform to make sure that we're following a certain set of rules to make sure that we're having a greater impact on the community.
Okay, cool. Hans?
So
can you get me on the list too? Because I feel like I'm the only one
yeah.
that didn't deplatformed in this whole class.
Yep, I got you, Britt. And then Zonia, did you want to respond real quick? I'll allow a quick response. Absolutely.
I'm doing with this space. Why are you trying to creep everyone out? Stop. Weirding me out.
Carl acting up.
That's what's going on. I was like, what the?
You're stealing my bit, just so you guys know.
Carl,
They're
what are
stealing
you
my
doing?
fucking intellectual property, okay? I was the first one to do that type of shit, and now they're doing it.
So Zonia,
No,
say real quick?
go ahead and go on. I don't really have a response.
Okay.
Well, I kind of lost what my response is.
That's fine.
I get distracted.
I'll add you to further on, and then we'll just ask again. Hans, go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, so I agree with Star that you have to lose debates to get better at debates, but I still would say that it's possible to not put yourself in a position where you are absolutely contributing to someone else's narrative. Like in the meme of when you say a college student goes up to debate Ben Shapiro, props to Danny for doing so well, right? She was the trans girl who pretty much blew him the fuck out. But if you're not prepared to do that, I would caution, especially smaller people who haven't gotten their feet wet in terms of debating people, that you should probably start smaller. I'll never recommend this in any other context, but if you want to debate super far right people, find the Crucible or fucking Brittany's thing and debate a bunch of small far righty people, right? Don't go immediately to the head person who's going to make a 100,000 view video using you as a lol cow. Don't do that. So don't start with Richard Spencer. Start with some small no-name Nazis in fucking Discords and on fucking open panels, and do that first. Don't ever be I'm just gonna go beat the person who's who's doing this as their fucking job, because I think most of us realize that's not going to work. So even though you should try be focused on the end goal of getting good enough to beat these people in debate, if you're not prepared for it, don't do it. There are certain subjects that I don't really debate on. I'm not big into conspiracy theories, so I don't debate flat Earth, and I really don't debate JQ shit. It's mostly because I just don't find them interesting. But also, I don't put in the work to know all the stuff to debunk those things. So if you're not prepared for a conversation, you're allowed to just not have it. And
You're saying don't skip to the final boss if you're level 1, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Can I just say, I agree 100% with Hans, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people make an assumption about me, is that I haven't been doing this that long. I was debating on Discords, and I was debating with fundamentalist Muslim men on YouTube for ages before I started entering the Twitch space. So yeah, you do have to work your way up, but you do eventually have to lose a few debates to get better. So yeah, I just yeah.
Cool.
Can I add on real quick?
Okay.
Yep. So I just basically.
Could you mute
Yeah, yeah.
again? Universal Discourse.
Gotcha.
So basically, I just wanted to add on to everything that's been said so far. I don't think you can have private debates for the simple reason that everyone's trying to grow their audience, obviously. So whether you be a far-right Nazi or a far-left communist, you know, you're always going to try to grow your audience. So you're always going to have these debates in public. I don't think a private debate is ever possible in that context because everyone's going to try to grow their audience and spread their ideology. That's pretty obvious, or it seems to me to be pretty obvious.
But you could do it in a
if you don't
smaller
have
way,
an
right?
audience?
Like you don't have to do it in front of say 100,000 people. You can do it in front.
No,
of
you don't have to
10
do it
people.
in front of you don't have to do it in front of a lot of people. I'm just saying, you know,
Do it with comparable creators, people who are on your
it's
level.
almost not possible for
Why
a
not
private
do
debate. It's almost
with
not
people
possible.
that aren't creators? Just don't debate
Yeah, I was-
creators.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to
you
uh,
can start that way,
you
sure.
can
You
go
can
to
go to
Doobie
politics-
servers.
go to
You can go to
politics
Doobie
Discord.
servers. Yeah,
Yeah.
politics
Yeah,
servers.
At a certain,
Doobie servers
like, there
only
is
about
at a
JQ,
certain
it's not,
point.
but-
There is at a certain point where sure you do start with like people who aren't creators, but at a certain point you do need to start practicing with creators. So start with people who are of the same audience as you, right? Who have the same amount of audience as you, right? You do have to start going. If you're going to debate as a creator, then you have to debate with other creators, and the reason for that is because there is a lot of social pressure on you. There are a lot of eyes on you, and you need to learn how to deal with that. Even if you're doing an interview with somebody, you should probably practice doing some interviews with people in front of a large audience after you've practiced a little bit with the smaller audience, right? So I think
Absolutely true.
it's for sure.
And it's also a very different
can
energy
I-
when you do it with a streamer. Like if
Can I
you're
add something to
debating
that?
streamers
Really-
and on streams is very different energy than
Where's
it
the
is
stick, Mad?
in a Discord, even with a very large Discord. So it's one thing that you kind of need to test out the waters in both, really.
Cool. I wanted to go to Britt next. Actually, Britt's been
Me?
waiting patiently. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I do think it's a little funny. A lot of people here think that they're like the arbiter of like who can be platformed and what responsible platforming is, more so aligned to what the outcome you want is. Like right wingers are not allowed. There's no right wingers on Twitch. Like that's just not a thing. Like they're not allowed to have right wing views on Twitch. You get purged. The right wingers that are on Twitch are not really very right wing. They're milquetoast right wing. But you can't even fight back against any of these things because you're purged off of every single platform. There's no space for right-wingers to be able to do this because left-wingers decide who is allowed to be platformed, who is not allowed to be platformed. I mean, we lost our... Again, I'm the only one here that has probably lost their platform because we have been just constantly attacked by left-wingers and hounded. We've lost our
That's not
Discord
true.
5 times. We've lost
That's
our...
not true.
Wait,
hold on. Can I respond to
you
that real
too.
quick? Can I respond to that real
the
quick?
person who's going to respond to that actually is going to be Lorenzo, it looks like. Lorenzo's next on the list, but I'll get you on the list again. Nice one.
I love you, bro.
Okay,
I
thank
love
you.
you.
Thank you.
I love you too, Brett. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, so Lorenzo's up. Go ahead.
Are we in your fridge, bro? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
two things.
You're in my freezer.
It's weird.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lorenzo.
Two things. One thing. I'm gonna say my previous point first, and then respond to what Brett just said. Actually, no, I forgot my previous point, so we're going straight for Brett. I don't think lefty content creators decide who gets to be platformed or not, right? But like we don't have the power, or even like people with more viewers don't have the power to just ban people off of Twitch. I guess like mass reports and stuff like that do work, but you need to have some infraction in the first place for that mass report to actually like have any effect. So that is true. And another thing that is very true is that we don't have any conservatives on Twitch, or not any conservatives, but we don't have many conservatives on Twitch, which is very sad. I think we need a strong. I'm a lib. I'm a sock dumb, but we definitely need more right wingers because Twitch is. I don't know what the fuck Twitch politics is taken, but it's in a different dimension, and that definitely has to be fixed. The second thing that I was going to say, this is also responding to Stardust, which is now gone, was that private debates do help prep for like public debates for people that are already confident. So I've never had a confidence issue. I've always been very confident, and I've been debating at least in private since I was like 14, 15. So it's always been like second nature to me. There are plenty of fact sheets out there that you don't even have to do the research yourself. It's already done for you. You can get one of those bad boys, find a random Discord server like Doobie's Politics if you're trying to debate like crazy shit, or go on other servers. There are plenty of servers on Discord that you can find, politics servers, which you can debate random people. You can use these fact sheets. You can use you can start like creating this you can start like developing your rapport and your rhetoric. And I think that's the most important thing. I definitely don't think that you need to have these massive public debates to actually become good at debating. Maybe to become good at debating those massive public people, but you don't have to.
I mean, I agree you don't actually have to, but like, I mean, like as long as you're practicing, I think that's the point. Okay, Biggs is up next, and then we've got Ice Wolf, Anna, Doobie, Zonia. Seems right.
All right,
okay,
so
Biggs next. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just I want to say, speaking of like the platforming issue, we have like quite a few creators on here in the panel currently that have done platforming a lot. Hans used to do platform panels. Obviously, Brittany, Prime, where I kind of got my start on the whole debate thing. So like we have such a great group of people that like kind of like help out smaller streamers. So I just kind of want to throw that out there because we're kind of talking about like how to get into streaming, how to get into debating and stuff like that. Because like honestly, you don't have to be a streamer. You can just be in Discord, and a lot of these people will platform you, put you out there, get your feet wet with that, because that's how I started. But yeah, so as far as like actually like when you're getting into like the issues of platforming and stuff like that, like we need to I think we need to have more understanding of like I think what Doobie was talking about earlier, which is like the real root of the conversation is like how do we talk about these like more pertinent issues, because like everybody just doesn't want to talk about. Like we talk about like obviously the like the Nazi issue and like stuff like that, but like there's a lot of other issues that people are just afraid to talk about, and I think that like some of those things may be uncomfortable for a lot of people, but maybe we should be like kind of like looking at like kind of expanding the conversation into more deeper things instead of these like superficial like platforming issues and like this person's bad or whatever drama stuff and things like that.
Cool. So that puts us at Ice Wolf next.
Okay, so I wanted to respond to Britt's earlier point, and I wanted to say that you don't have to just do this on Twitch. I know that there's a lot of right-wing censorship when it comes to online and online platforms, because
We
trust
got
me,
kicked
I've
off
been
of
on YouTube. Wait, hold on. I'm on YouTube. I'm on the right wing. I've been striked twice. I am currently on the edge of losing my YouTube channel. Yeah, coronavirus misinformation.
That's not okay. All right.
But hold on. Also, election misinformation.
Yeah, those are algorithms though. That's not the same.
No. I'm saying when it comes to right wing censorship on YouTube versus Twitch, you can still express right wing views, even if they're not on Twitch. That was my basic point.
I don't think there's really that big of a deal with the censorship, to be honest with you. Like looking into it more, and like I've heard.
No,
like,
there's some,
like, obviously, but like to say like most people, I think if you're really honest with yourself, people who get banned from these things probably deserve to get banned. Yeah, there's some things that are like mass reported and stuff like that. So most of those get fixed. But like when you're actually like banned, it's usually for good reason for the most part.
Hang on, Biggs. I wanted to say
I am pro free speech, and I would wish that was the case. But obviously, these are private corporations; they also have the right to do what they want.
Okay, can I say something? I'm sorry. I hate people when they say, "Oh, it's private." I'm sorry. Let me just say this: when they're private corporations, like they're private corporations. They make these rules, but those rules suck. Like maybe people.
Yeah, so make your own with better rules.
I mean,
we tried that with Parlor and it was shut down. We tried that with Parlor. It was shut down.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
What do you mean?
I mean,
I agree that was probably.
Well, to be fair,
Parlor shut down.
Okay, so
they don't know how to set up their own DNS and manage their own.
Right.
They pretty much removed them from Google Play. They removed them from the services. They removed everything when it came to Parlor, so they had to create their own shit. Now.
Maybe you shouldn't put your key infrastructure into your competitors' fucking control. Okay,
Diggs.
Just saying.
One person at a time. Ice Wolf's up. Go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to say this to Biggs. The thing is, when it comes to me, I'm a small content creator. I'm not very far right. I'm not like these people who are like, oh yeah, the vaccine's gonna give you autism or some shit like that. I literally encourage people to make
You're not
your
Janey
own medical
McCarthy.
choices. And for saying make your own medical choices, and then pointing to possible problems with the vaccine, which I've gotten and I've encouraged other people to get, I have gotten a strike on my channel. When it came to the election misinformation, it wasn't even in YouTube policy when I got struck for it. I specifically said that there were shenanigans that happened with the whole legal code, not with the mail-in ballot shit. That is such a weak argument for conservatives. But I
What were
literally
the shenanigans? Like, because
basically rule changes
come on.
that came when coronavirus came to America.
not
They
on topic
made
at
rule
all.
changes.
Don't interrogate that.
But
Come on.
anyways,
All right, so I have a question for
it's
you.
like if you're complaining
Wait,
about like being
wait.
deplatformed and you say because shenanigans, like that could fucking mean anything. Like if you're like, oh, like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I
Because
was just saying, like, you know, like this ethnic group did
very
some
hand-wavy.
shenanigans.
You're
Like,
engaging in
like, what do you?
shenanigans right
So
now.
since,
Yeah.
It's
since
very
it
hand
could,
wavy, I agree.
since it could mean anything, why would it be struck for something specific that you didn't say? Because I followed the platform to a T. It wasn't even in.
So you're
what I
mad that
talked
you
about.
because you were just dog whistling, right? Like that's why you're
This
frustrated.
platforming right now
Alright.
is your fault. You are allowing this to perpetuate. It's your fault.
I just have one
I agree.
real quick
I'm
question.
just asking questions, right? Like
Okay.
so. I just want to get this
So,
on the record, right?
can I? All right, let me just
explicitly saying something horrific. Like we should be allowed to dog whistle, right? We should be able to make. Like,
I literally
fucking
didn't
memes.
say that.
Look
I
at
didn't say
Hans
that.
picking on
I
the
said
minor
when
again.
All right, look. All right, let's just all right. Pause real quick. Let's just pause. So I think like the point here, Ice Wolf, is that you're saying that you put in a good faith effort to work with these businesses to
Absolutely.
platform yourself, and they didn't act in kind. They didn't act in good faith, and like
They really didn't, because it
businesses
wasn't even
don't
on the
tend to do that, right?
TOS. Yeah, this wasn't even on the TOS,
Right.
and I am actually afraid that they might delete my channel for even just disagreeing with the overall narrative. That's
Can I
the
ask
problem.
what the-
Now-
Are you,
and now-
are you multi? Wait,
now-
wait, I have one question, real quick. Just can I ask him one question, real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Are you streaming to like Rumble, Odyssey, like a bunch of other platforms right now?
No, I
Then shut the
am
fuck up.
streaming
I got
Shut
you,
the fuck
only
up.
to YouTube.
You're not. You don't care about your free speech because you're not fucking
Okay.
doing it to get
But
it out
but
there.
I-
So
but
it
I
doesn't
do.
Would you
matter.
consider what the
I upload
Nazis did to
Rumble.
Jewish people in Germany shenanigans?
Okay, Hans.
What?
Oh my God.
Hans,
It's-
chill.
Hold
No,
on.
no.
There's a lot of people
Okay.
in there, okay? Let's
Just
relax.
asking questions.
All right, guys.
Stop asking
Just
questions, okay?
the spectrum of
Oh my God.
shenanigans.
I'm just gonna mute people. All right. The next person. All right. Prime hasn't raised his hand at all.
That
yet.
was really dirty.
So I'm gonna go straight to Prime, and then I've got Anna, and then I've got Doobie, then I got Zonia, then I've got Atheist. Is there anybody I'm missing? If I'm missing anybody, raise your hand nice and
You
high.
missed
Carl.
me. Like,
Oh,
The
quite a while
talking
ago.
stick
Okay.
doesn't work.
I'm gonna
The
throw
talking
you.
stick doesn't
I'm
work.
gonna throw you in
the
a
worst
little bit
talking
ahead of my less than. I'll just throw you in. It'll be soon. All right, go ahead, Prime.
all right. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I did not raise my hand. Yeah, I think. First of all, I think this is all over the place. This talk is all over the place. I think we're having a little trouble staying focused, and I think the issue of conservatives, right? It's a big problem. It's a really big problem, and I don't know how to solve it, right? Because I want conservatives. I want more conservatives. Like I'm always looking to have more conservatives on my platform, right? But like, there's a balance. Look, someone's gonna say something like terrible. Like, I have to protect my.
I'm a safe ready, Prime. You know that.
Biggs.
Indeed, you
I'm a
are
safe-
Biggs.
I'm a safe guy.
Biggs.
Indeed. And Biggs is a good guy. But
And
someone's
brand
gonna
safe.
say something because I do have to protect my own audience, right? Like, it's the social conservatives. It's the ones that'll say something terrible about like our trans brothers and sisters. It'll be the ones that say something terrible about like I don't know, like name minority group X, right? Like, I have like less problem like of hate directed at me, right? So if I was someone who thought like I was less than, I don't really care, right? But I do have people in my audience, and I do want to protect them. So like those people, I'll tend to toss out. But it sucks because otherwise, though, they have other ideas besides, bigotry that I really want to explore. That I really, really want to explore. But they don't last long because they can't help
You can
themselves.
be conservative without being a bigot. I mean, that's.
I know,
that's-
it's true,
you know,
that's true.
me.
That's what I'm
I've been
saying.
on your panels before. You know
I
what
agree.
mean?
No, I agree with you.
You're not wrong. But like but the problem with a lot of this is that if someone says, "Oh, if we're debating whether being trans is a mental illness," like if someone is on the of the opinion side that it is a mental illness, and they're on Twitch. Twitch, I know you did that. Twitch has a pretty strong policy of supposedly like not saying like, you know, transphobic like things. And if someone says that, oh, trans people aren't valid, like you're technically doing like the letter of the law in regards to their conduct for the platform, you're breaking it. So there are certain conversations that the terms of service do outlaw. And so a lot of times what it like is a problem for, I'd say, like a lot of social conservatives, and I had to like ban a social conservative from coming on my platforms because he called like a black panel member that I had like a waste of DNA, like when I was away from the fucking stream. So like that sort of shit like is possible, but like the problem is, it seems like, I'm sorry, that like for a lot of like some of you social conservatives, y'all can't say shit that ain't super fucking yikesy. And like, I'm sorry, like as long as we still have capitalism, right? If we're do a capitalism meme, right? Like, you're not brand safe, so if you can say your shit, like again, here's an olive branch to fucking Ice Wolf. If you can't even have the good graces to fucking dog whistle your crazy shit instead of just like actively breaking TOS, then you're gonna get fucking yeeted. And I'm sorry, like, and like if we dislike that, we can try and like fix the platforms and stuff, but realize that if you're actively breaking TOS, don't fucking get sad when you get banned. The same way these fucking dipshits like Hassan like complain, oh, I can't watch full seasons of TV shows on my stream. Like, shut the fuck up.
I know, that's so fucking dumb.
Jesus Christ.
True. Fuck that guy. Make your own fucking content. Jeez.
All right,
Goddamn
I want
Hell's
to give
fucking watching that shit.
I want to give Anna a chance to get in. Anna's
Maybe we
waiting a
should
long
tell
time.
Cherry that, Stardust.
Oh,
You know, I think that it's a little bit
no,
different actually for Twitch streamers because we watch each other's debates all the time, and that's how we kind of grow our audiences. So, no, when it's copyrighted content like MasterChef, yeah, but when it's Cherry watching one of my debates, I think that's great. I get like my ego, like, hell yeah, dude. And then her audience sees me, and my audience sees her, and that shit's awesome. And you know what?
fair,
It's not
it's
a
all
copyrighted. It's not a copyrighted TV show.
No, all of it's copyrighted though. I just want to make that clear. I mean, you can.
Well,
allow people to
my
watch
shit
it,
is
that's
not
fine.
copyrighted.
But it's-
So
no, it is. It is. It literally is. Yeah, it is.
Like, what do you mean?
That's the wrong way to do it. Talk to Pisco. He'll tell you how to do your IP correctly.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just putting that out there. But you can let people watch it. That's fine. I'm just.
Yeah,
saying
I
that
don't care if
it
people
is.
watch my shit.
It's fine.
So yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
All right,
That's the right way to do it.
Anna was gonna say something, I think, right? Or were you? Go?
I mean, I was just gonna say that like most conservatives don't say like extremely wild shit like that, like, oh, trans is a mental, like most conservatives do not say stuff like that. I don't know, most conservatives are pretty much like, I don't know, they're normal. I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe there's like weird people on Twitch or something, but
I mean, there's been like I would say like there's
well, look, if we're gonna be real,
Anna, you're mostly right. Like the majority of conservatives don't like out and out like just constantly spew shit like that. But if we but if we're doing like debates on like hard political topics or like specific issues around these, like by virtue of like what some of the positions are, like one side of that issue might not be TOS friendly, and so that's the problem. It's not saying like a
But
conservative
to be fair-
like existing like. But sorry, go ahead, Star.
well, here's the thing. To be fair, there are times when I've noticed that lefties on Twitch do purposely take things the wrong way. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that
Absolutely.
there's any denying that happens.
Yeah, that does happen.
100% Stardust. That's very true. Seen
Yeah.
it happen.
Fair enough.
I've had it happen.
Hans, I just want to say something real quick.
So,
you said with regards to breaking TOS, I check the TOS, I follow the TOS to a T. I obviously make sure that none of my content violates TOS. None of my content violated TOS, and I was still struck twice.
What was the strike under?
Well, one of the strikes was under election. It was under misinformation, even though the part of misinformation was not on the TOS. Specifically, they didn't.
Your issue seems to be with the platform kind of detailing what
that's
their
the algorithm,
TOS
though.
is.
I feel like
No,
the
no,
algorithm
my issue is they don't include the kind of speech that I said in my video under the TOS. If they did, it would be completely fine. That would justify the strike.
Hey,
However,
you know in the TOS. Wait,
But
wait,
that
in the
is-
TOS, there's literally clauses in the TOS that say they can do whatever they want for whatever reason they want. Basically,
There is that.
they
yeah.
literally have those.
Okay.
It's not the technical wording.
I'm just saying the
They can
strike
take
wasn't
stuff off.
right.
I'm just
I
saying-
didn't say they couldn't do it. I just said
No, I
that
know,
the
but-
strike wasn't right.
Right, you feel like you don't
it
have
wasn't right.
institutional- you feel like you don't have institutional
What do you mean
recourse,
it's
I get
not
it.
right?
Wait.
I was
pause.
debating the
All right, guys.
morality. I was
Cool.
debating the morality.
The next person.
of it.
Okay, the next person who's up is Soy Latte. I'll get back to you, Ice Wolf. But I want to give Soy Latte a chance to get in.
Oh, I want a nice soy chai latte right now.
I thought Doobie was coming up.
I threw Soy Latte in because Soy Latte's gotten skipped a bunch. Doobie's up after that.
It's all right. I'll be quick. Basically, sort of, we've danced around this. The details in deplatforming. Shoot, I'm trying to recall. Sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. The details in deplatforming. Yes, it is, and I'm going to go on brand. It's and on mission. It's sort of like the radiation limits. Like basically, you see a little bit of problematic stuff, and then something worse is coming, so you hold it back. And that's what Google does with vaccine misinformation. That's how I got struck. I got struck for medical misinformation about an actual study, and I have to appeal it, and I have to go through that whole process and really get interrogated. But they're acting out of an abundance of caution because so much shit just slips under the radar. It's because a little bit of this stuff is getting in everywhere, and they're really worried about people like the Christchurch shooter who are actually being built up by this kind of an environment. And so they're just acting over an abundance of caution. If you care about free speech, then you've got to go into, like Big says, you've got to be multi-streaming like I am right now. So go on.
Cool.
Tell us about how you've been silenced, Britt.
Well, actually, it's Doobie's turn. So not to silence Britt further, but it's Doobie's turn.
Again!
MadLad, silencing women. Is that against TOS?
Oh.
Wow, that's 2 people now.
I think it might be. Whenever you punch down, man to woman, that they would consider that a hate crime. I think.
Okay, Doobie, go.
Biggs, I'm 6'3". Most of the punching I do is punching down. But anyway.
Doobie.
Well, then apparently you're picking fights with people that you shouldn't be picking fights with, and fighting your own goddamn.
Oh my God, Biggs, go away! Holy shit!
Muting everyone. Muting everyone. I don't give a fuck. All right, Doobie, go ahead. I can't hear you. You're not saying anything.
Oh, I had myself muted. That's unfortunate because I was insulting you guys a lot. But Anna was supposed to go before me, actually, and I'm a gentleman.
Anna
I don't
actually did already. So.
Thanks, Doobie.
Wait.
I didn't get to finish all my points, though, to be fair.
Sure, go ahead, Anna.
I can't raise my hand because my VTuber arms don't move, so...
It's okay, I can help you out with that later.
Do you have a specific
do
you have a specific animation that's considerably different than the rest? You have star eyes or something that you can put to show that your hands up? Because I have had VTubers on my panels, and they normally find that helpful if they don't have a hand raising animation.
Pixie does the star eyes.
No, I don't have that. I only have the 6 basic expressions so far.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just gonna say, no, it's okay. I was just gonna say that what is okay, I'm not a debater or anything. I like discussion panels and stuff, but I don't know, what is the point of having debates though? Because in my view, I think that they are kind of toxic. Since
Indeed.
It doesn't really seem like there's much point to that. It doesn't seem like they're really educating people. It just kind of seems like it's a weird battle of egos or something. I don't know.
It's mainly to compare penis sizes.
No.
Yeah.
The point is, you can have that, but I've actually found that a lot of debates that I've participated in, we've actually found common ground. We figured out what the nuance is, what the conflict is, and you can actually focus on working together, working your way through the conflicts, rather than saying, "Oh, you're a bad person. You're bad." Okay, Lorenzo, I got you. You're a bad person, or whatever. Okay.
That's fucking boring, MadLad.
I'm so sorry for thinking
that. All right. It's time to disagree. This isn't a discussion.
Fucking
motherfucker.
But Doobie's up now. All right.
Wait, but am I muted?
Who's muted?
No, you're not.
Hey, somebody told me I was muted.
Woman, just look at the green ring around your website.
Jesus,
Don't listen to the Nazis in your chat. They're known to lie.
All right, well, one thing before we get to Doobie. In regards to positive things, this is specifically for Anna. Anna, debate can have a useful purpose for the person debating in terms of fleshing out your ideas and understanding your own moral systems and being able to defend them. If you can say Holocaust bad, right? I think I'm pretty sure every person on this panel can say Holocaust bad, right?
Well,
right? No one's gonna say no. No one's gonna say no.
Brittany?
All right. Anyway. All right. So Anna, but an important part is that a lot of people sometimes struggle with explaining why they believe what they believe. And so oftentimes having someone who's actively challenging either your premises or why you're coming to certain conclusions can be helpful for you to have a foundation for like your morality or why you care about certain things. So even though like I agree that there's a lot of toxic bloodsporty stuff and that's fun as fuck, but there are like genuine benefits to being able to express yourself and like why you believe what you believe that debates do that other things don't. Because if we're having like a friendly conversation and I'm not pushing back against your opinions, then you probably won't grow in your opinions in terms of being challenged. We'll just say, oh, this is what I believe, and I'll say this is what I believe, and then we'll both walk away being completely unchanged. But if I say, oh, I think you're wrong with X thing, and you'll say, oh, I think you're wrong with Y thing, we'll both be forced to reconcile, oh, like, am I wrong, or is my defense of my idea like solid enough to be able to continue to maintain that? And a big problem that I would say for a lot of people on this fucking platform, for lefties in particular, is that we're not good at talking to conservatives or debating them because there's so fucking few of them, and we always chase them off the platform. So a lot of times lefties are what I would call morally fucking lucky, and they can't defend why things are good or bad because they just like are in a social group and they don't understand those things.
Hans,
so
how do you
anyway,
keep getting in here? I have not written your
Matt.
name down like once, and you've actually had like so many dialogues. It's ridiculous. Like you're
Because
really
the talking stick doesn't work.
No, you're really fucking
You're not
fantastic.
authoritarian
Okay,
enough.
I mean apparently I need to leave.
Wait. I need to respond to what Hunter said.
Do you need to though? All right, I'm gonna practice this.
Why you're too.
All right, I'm gonna
just not
practice
sure
being
if I necessarily agree with that.
All right, I'm gonna practice being a tyrant. I'm just gonna mute everyone and then give Doobie a shot, and then I'll get you guys on the list. Lorenzo, I've got you. Atheist, I've got you. Brittany, I've got you. Don't worry, I'll put you in even a little earlier, Brittany. Here, I'll put you.
I'm after Doobie, right?
Yes, correct.
Come on, my man.
Okay. So again, I think we're dancing around the actual issue here. I was going to use Vivian because she's a dumbass, but I'm going to use myself. Right. So Prime, my friend, love him very much. I respect him very much. He regularly has me on his platform. I've been on there for about a year now, making arguments in favor of restricting voting rights, animal rights, human rights in general, free speech, etc. Also banning alcohol, marijuana, porn, lots of things. Right? Not only do I
legalizing the sale of corpses.
And I destroyed you in that debate, by the way. And everybody agrees.
That's
it's really
bullshit.
embarrassing.
That's fine.
Now, not only do I regularly change the minds of people in his panel and in the chat, but I also I got to tell you, over the last year, there's been a lot, and I mean a lot, Prime, of beautiful lefty women from your community that I've corrupted in DMs with beautiful pictures of my frog cock. That's just the truth, right?
What the fuck are you talking
Stardust.
about? Okay, so the next person who's on the list is Zonia. Zonia, go ahead.
Excuse me. What the fuck?
Yeah, and I don't even. Nope, we're gonna talk to Zonia now.
Stop stealing Carl's
Next
bits, Stardust.
person, next person, keep it rolling.
Okay, so
Keep it rolling.
I have not been corrupted by Doobie's frog cock, though his arguments have definitely swayed me quite a bit, and I have to say that I do agree with pretty much all of Doobie's positions. And,
Zonia, can I please? I think so. MadLad actually just demonstrated the point I was going to get to. I apologize.
Okay.
I know that.
Doobie just sent me his dick.
Bringing up the fact that women are sexual sometimes, and sometimes they're attracted to frogs, is like dangerous on this platform. I know, MadLad, but I won't mention that.
Doobie,
Please,
can you please stop
Stardust,
pushing your fucking frog furry shit on everybody? Okay, can you stop doing? Can you stop pushing your frog?
Stardust, you're the next person I wanted to talk to.
Wait,
really
is that furry discrimination?
Please stop. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So, Stardust, I love you, but the other day, MrGirl said that he doesn't think he has a responsibility to make sure his content isn't normalizing like pedophilia and child molestation. You've contributed, like we all have here, well, not all of us, some of us have here, to building this man's presence and normalization on a platform. And he doesn't, and a lot of people in his community, if you look at his chat and his Discord server, are admitted pedophiles, right? And he doesn't even care to make sure that his content isn't leading to more child molestation. He doesn't think he has that responsibility whatsoever. He just wants to say what he has to say. And in his own words, he would rather let the entire world burn than restrict his speech at all in any way ever. Right, so he's a fucking crazy person, probably. But I'm not done. You can respond afterwards. I promise. Now I can understand.
Giving a woman permission to talk it's
control your impulses, please. I can understand the ego that might lead you guys to believe that regularly engaging somebody who's effectively arguing to restrict the rights of people in your country can be like a good thing, right? I can lead it. I can understand that ego, but if it can be demonstrated that these people are turning some of the people in your community toward their way of thinking that I assume that is like a negative thing, and you're not good enough to change their fucking mind, then what is there to gain by engaging with them? Most of you aren't informed enough to engage with fascism, authoritarianism, apparently even potentially pro-pedophilia arguments without losing some of your community to them, right? That's the truth. And even if you were, the reality is most of these people will never change their minds, and if you think they will, you're delusional. Brittany here. I love Brittany too. Extremely attractive. But even in an e-space full of never-touched loners who spend their days throwing money to women on the internet with pretty faces, she wasn't able to stand up against the tide of shit, and she is effectively deplatformed pretty effectively, I think. And she's really struggled to maintain and build a platform, and as a result, the Nazis, actual Nazis that she'd have on there, are going to find it much harder to get their message out to a big audience, right? So in Ice Wolf, let's be real. The world doesn't need more self-important teenagers trying to interpret medical data and vaccine studies. I hope your channel is deleted. Deplatforming actually works, right? Shut the fuck up. As MadLad just demonstrated by muting me when I mentioned all the women I've corrupted with my frog dick, deplatforming actually works, right? So I think we need to engage with that and not just talk about, oh, the conservatives are mean sometimes, and no, I can have anybody on anytime I want, whenever. This is childish, right? Some of these people are turning people toward their arguments away from yours because you guys are bad at it sometimes. That's the truth.
Okay.
So.
All right, are you finished?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I need to respond. I need to fucking respond to this guy.
After Stardust
okay.
responds, I want to get the people who just joined in. Cheers.
Also me. Why do you keep adding more people?
Look,
also there's like fucking 17 people here.
I know they can come in, Hans. Okay.
And Hans, you get in no matter what anyway.
Close the borders.
I got cut off by Doobie because he's a racist. So I'd like to come back on at some point.
Okay. So I'll get you. You're really high on the list. Absolutely. All right. So.
Okay. So if I can respond, yes. Okay. So Doobie, first off, you can shut the fuck up because you clearly don't know MrGirl's content well enough. You haven't perused it enough because you can see him saying plenty of times throughout his content that he thinks that pedophiles should be kept the fuck away from children. He thinks that pedophiles need to go get help. Things like that. The only thing he empathizes, he is advocating for is empathy for people who are not predators. Okay, people who are not predators. Okay? Excuse me. It is my turn to speak right now. Okay.
You're speaking bullshit.
Again. You are full of shit, dude.
It's fine. I muted him.
Doobie, can I just agree with Doobie for a minute? Back in the day.
No, hold on.
Hey, excuse you. It's my fucking turn to talk. Okay. Secondly, no. Fuck off, Doobie, okay? I have engaged with his content plenty, and I've had deep conversations with him, just like I've had deep conversations with other people, and maybe a debate was not what you were, was not what I was aiming for, right? People keep asking, like, that from this interview for there to be the same amount of pushback that you would see in a debate, but it doesn't work that way. When you're in an interview with somebody and you're connecting on an emotional level and you're connecting through your childhood and through shared stories, it is just going to be different. He is not advocating for people to become pedophiles, and I highly doubt anybody in my audience is going to become a pedophile because he was platformed on my thing. That would be enormously fucking stupid. I think my chatters are a little bit smarter than that, and I don't think that you can convince somebody to be to have a proclivity, a sexual proclivity that they don't already have. Anyways, I mean, are we really going to use that? Like, people used to use that for for anything, really. Like, oh, if you platform somebody who talks about consensual non-consent, we're going to make more rapists in the world, you know? Like, are you seriously? Like, no, I think
you either weren't listening or you decided to demonstrate in real time why I'm correct about what I just said. Because I didn't say that he's making more pedophiles.
I'm not finished.
I didn't say that he's not against pedophilia.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Okay.
I'm not finished.
Finish your point, Stardust. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think I would encourage you to go through his content and look what he actually says about people who are predators and there's a difference between predators and then non-offending pedophiles who need to go get help. I would also encourage you to look at the interviews that we've had, look at the way that we've connected, and the way that you connected with him, actually. You yourself connected with him on a panel. So, yep.
Okay. So I
want to chime in now.
No, wait, hold on. I'd really like to respond to that because that was all dumb.
Well, I mean, also, I don't think I'm responsible for my audience either. Why the fuck should I be responsible for my fucking audience?
No, you're not responsible for your audience. But again, so the reason I said
mute the fuck out of everybody real quick. Okay, muting everybody real quick. So what's gonna happen now? Stardust had her point.
I forgot one last point. Okay,
go ahead, Stardust.
I'll make it quick. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So one thing that I also disagree with fundamentally on Twitch is everybody's responsibility to their fucking audience. I don't have a fucking responsibility to my audience. I'm a full-grown adult and they're all fucking full-grown adults too. I purposely make my channel 18+, and if they're under 18, they're not supposed to be here. So no, they can fuck off if they're under 18, and if they're over 18, they're adults. I'm not your fucking mother. I'm not your babysitter, and you have to make your own fucking decisions. I will do my best to put my message out into the world, but when it comes to it, why do we hold the standard for fucking Twitch streamers when we don't hold it for anybody else, like YouTubers or anybody else? Fuck that.
Okay,
I am not going to do that.
Okay. Let's let Doobie respond. Because Doobie was directly. So let's let Doobie respond to that.
And then me.
And then.
Wait, I never got to do my thing.
Okay. We'll let Doobie respond real quick. I do have one question for Stardust, but I'll save it for later. That's fine. Go ahead, Doobie, respond, and then we're going to get the folks who are new, and then we're going to get Zonia. That's the order.
Why are there new folks here? I don't know why.
That's the point. Alexa's doing it. It's not my fault. I'll get you up there, Britt. It's fine.
Jesus.
Right.
That sucks.
It's fine.
If any more people come, I'm out of here. Like, this is too much.
This platform is transphobic, I swear.
It's really it. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, sorry. Doobie, go ahead.
Damn. Freudian
slip. Oh shit.
So
that's the worst.
Yeah. I'm gonna be nicer this time. So what you said was fucking stupid, and so you responded to a straw man, and I can understand why you do that, right? Because I have watched a lot of MrGirl's content, right? I didn't say that he's in favor of pedophilia. I didn't say that he's in favor of child molestation. I didn't say that he doesn't think that there's a difference between pedophiles and child molesters, and that he doesn't say that pedophiles should go and get help, and that child molestation is bad. He says all these things. What I actually said, right, was that he, in a discussion with was it Wicked Supreme, he said directly that he doesn't think that he has a responsibility to make sure that his content isn't leading to more child molestation. And the content they were speaking of, by the way, is him trying to normalize people talking about how 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds are hot sometimes. Right?
I honestly agree with him. I don't disagree with him.
I'm not done speaking, please.
Okay.
And so then he always asks, hey, but what if we could provide you like objective, incontrovertible proof, right? That what you're doing on your platform is leading to child molestation, right? More child molestation. He said he would just disagree, and this is the same kind of thing he said in response to some of the trans arguments that Destiny was making against him. Yeah, you can present him with all the studies, all the facts, anything you want. He's just going to disagree because he feels a certain way, and nothing you can say to him ever will change his fucking mind. So really, you're not having a discussion with this person. This person is like he's a fucking it's like a golem, right? They're just spitting out shit that it thinks, and no matter what you say, it's always going to think that thing, and it's going to say the same shit at the end of the discussion, right? And all that's doing, it's not pulling him anywhere. He's stuck in the same spot. It's pulling people from your audience into his audience and toward his way of thinking, because he says outright all the fucking time that he will not change his mind no matter fucking what, and that he's willing to let the world burn. I'm not done. And he's willing to let the world burn. He's willing to let the world burn, right? If it means so that he'll be able to say whatever the fuck he wants.
All right, I'm gonna pause you here. I'm gonna pause both of you here. It's time. We did it. Cheery, you're up. Go ahead. Hi. Brittany, I got you. Don't worry. I have you on my list.
What?
Is Cheery not...
You can't just stop the debate!
I just paused it. I want to pause it and let new people get in, all right?
There shouldn't be new people!
I'm so sorry.
You can't pause it.
I just said
we agree with Britt.
I'm sorry. I'm so authoritarian.
Wall.
Pardon me for being authoritarian. Jesus fucking Christ.
Like new people, you're
All right.
fine. You don't need a fucking intro. Let them fucking fight.
No,
I
already did it.
Platform
Fine.
Morty.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm muting every
All right.
motherfucker. Look. I'm muting everyone.
MadLad,
Yeah.
shut up.
What?
You suck it. Shut up. You suck at this.
Fine.
Okay.
What do you want?
Jesus
Go ahead.
fuck.
You choose.
I've been sitting here trying to let this be, but I'm going to go absolutely goddamn mental. Okay. No more people are going to join. I'm about to haze more people out really quickly here in a second. Okay. So let's let Brittany go because she's been like fuming to talk for a while.
Okay.
So let's let Brittany go, and then let's unmute everyone.
Couple things because I had to write them down since I was taking forever. We actually just had a panel last night asking people what was worse, platforming racists or pedos, because a lot of the people that have been coming after us for trying to get us deplatformed and platforming racists seem to be cheering MrGirl on. They were in his chat after his debate with Vince James talking about how great he did and all this stuff, and this is a guy who literally said 11-year-olds are hot. In my opinion, platforming racists is like, and somebody actually in the chat was saying, oh, it's 1000% worse to platform racists because racism is a choice. Some of the arguments that were made about that was that, okay, well then you have an actual way to change the minds of racists, whereas a pedo, you're not going to be able to change the mind if it's somehow a choice. I thought that was a good argument. But another thing was, I think it was Hans that was talking about it and how lefties don't really know how to argue with right-wingers because they're never arguing with them because they're constantly purged off. I mean, I got red-pilled because left-wingers were not... Shut up, Alan.
I'm sorry, but I just want to. I want you.
All right, go ahead, Brittany.
No, I got red-pilled because left-wingers were not able to make good arguments against the people. What is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? Why can't you keep your shirt on ever?
It's called a corn cob. It's what you do after every debate.
Okay. So yeah, because they were not making good arguments, and they are just more so playing to an audience that they know agrees with them. They want to, it's performative, it's all this shit. Whereas, right-wingers are going to be using these spaces to their advantage. They're going to try to actually reach out to normies. They're going to try to use, again, because they're not allowed in any of these spaces. So I do think it's really, really, these kind of discussions, if they are done right, yeah, they can actually change minds. They change my mind. And maybe left-wingers just, instead of purging people off of the internet and purging people off of these spaces, try to engage better and come up with better arguments, or you're going to lose more people. All right, that's it.
The Left Can't Debate, the story of how I became a Nazi by Brittany from Politically Provoked.
All right, I need to respond to Doobie because this was an ongoing conversation, and I would just like to finish it.
Okay, go
so Doobie, I do not disagree with you that you like what you view from his content. However, I am not here to defend every single stance he has, and even though he says that he doesn't change his mind on things, a lot of people say they don't change their mind on things, and I see them change their minds in real time all the time. I'm not going to take anybody's word for anything. And then secondly, I agree with him on the idea that I don't give a fuck. I'm not responsible for my audience. It is impossible for me to control 300 people who go out into the world. I'm sorry, it's not happening, and I am not the mother of them. I am not their babysitter. They are full-grown adults. They can handle themselves, and I will provide the information I can provide to them, but him and I empathizing with each other is not a bad thing to put out into the world, in my opinion. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like I honestly, I see what you're saying about you find problems with his messaging, but I'm not here to defend every stance he has. I'm just here to have a conversation with him and defend my platforming of him and defend the fact that I will not be held responsible for a massive group of people that I have no control over.
All right. Real quick, I just want to make sure something is resolved real quick. Is Woodsman Will banned from Twitch or not? Like officially?
He's been streaming for like a month now.
And it's fine? Like 1,000%, you're sure?
Oh wait,
isn't
it ban invasion?
He's affiliate.
He's a nobody. Just get him out of here. Who cares?
He's an affiliate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Doobie, go ahead and talk.
Cool. So I think I'm not asking you to defend his positions, right? Because I think some of them are indefensible, and I think he knows they're indefensible, which is why he says he won't defend them, and he's just going to say that he feels a certain way, even if you present him with proof. But I am asking you to defend your platforming, right? So I can understand the empathy thing. That's actually something that I connected with him early on, right? Because that's something that I've been trying to do on Discord for a very long time. But I do think there's a line, right? He doesn't seem to have a line, right? And I think not having a line, plus not feeling responsible for making sure your content isn't creating more child molestation, when a lot of your content is saying, hey, let's normalize talking about how children are hot, is really fucked up, right? So and if you're going to have him on your platform and you want to empathize with him and let people know that he's a real human being with real human emotions and real thoughts, and he gets sad sometimes and whatever the fuck, right? That's fine. But I think you can do that within the context of this dude is a fucking weirdo who doesn't care that he might lead to children getting molested. That thinks people should be, like, adults should be saying, oh, well, hey, your 11-year-old daughter, she's got a nice ass, right? He thinks that's good.
This is
he
not
thinks people should be
different
able to
from
talk
growing
about
up
that.
as a female.
Oh, God.
This is not so here's the thing. The reason why I'm not really that bothered by this is
I don't believe that at all. I hope you don't believe that.
No,
I
grew up growing up and going through puberty as a girl. You get sexualized before you even know what being sexualized means. It's not a good thing, and that's why I think it's actually really helpful. Excuse me. I think that's why it's really helpful for him for him to be having these conversations, because guess what? We need to put a spotlight on it. Okay, I was being sexualized from a very young age, and I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so he's not putting the spotlight on it.
He's not saying it's a good thing. He's not saying it's a good thing.
He's saying it's normal.
He's not. He's not saying it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
No, he's not. He's saying it's normal, but it's not good. You have to acknowledge what is normal inside you, but it's not good. And he said, people who have those proclivities need to stay the fuck away from kids. It is not groundbreaking that we as women have been sexualized from like prepubescent ages since the beginning of time. It's not that crazy to me. It's the same thing with cuties. Wait, let me finish. Okay, it's the same thing with cuties. Him saying that the girls in cuties were hot. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that was the point of the movie, is that they made them hot and it was supposed to make people uncomfortable. We've all been there. We've been sexualized since young ages. It's what it is. We dress ourselves up from a young age to make ourselves, like, to show off our asses. What are you doing when you give your 11-year-old daughter a bikini? Like, what do you think is happening? What do you think other men are doing to her?
Okay, so I don't disagree.
That is where I'm coming from. Okay, so like I feel like we let little girls wear booty shorts all the time
right now.
And we let them join POMs and wear fucking short skirts when they join cheerleading and they show their asses. Like, what do you think that is? It's sexualizing.
Obviously,
it's what it is.
But what I'm saying to you, right, is I think you're being dishonest about what he's actually doing, right? And I think you're being dishonest about what you're okay with, right? So we can talk about that being
motive.
Okay, shut the fuck up. We can talk about that being a negative thing, right? But he doesn't really talk about that. He just wants to shine a spotlight on it, and then make it normal for people to talk about it without the moral condemnation, because he doesn't do moral condemnation. Like, we know this, right? So, and I don't believe that if Prime or Hans or MadLad or myself or Biggs were to pull up a picture of a 10-year-old right now, we're like, oh, that 10-year-old has really nice tits. I don't believe that you'd be like, oh, well, hey, that's just normal in society right now. That's what society is. I think you'd call us fucking pedophiles, and you'd be right to.
I wouldn't call you the word, but I'd say, hey, that's inappropriate. Okay, so what I would say is
why is it inappropriate if it's normal in society?
It is.
So,
well,
Doobie,
look, here's the difference. There's a difference between something being acknowledged, like something that's very normal, the sexualization of young girls, right? And also acknowledging that that's wrong. And when you acknowledge that, yes, they're doing this on purpose, people are purposely sexualizing young girls in movies and TV shows, magazines, and it's wrong. I think that there's something very intentional there. That's what I take from it. Now, whether you take something else from it, that's totally fine. But that's like what I've been saying all along. And anybody here who's been on a panel with me can also back me up on this, because I made this point before. It is not that uncommon. It really isn't for you as a young girl to experience what it's like to be sexualized before you're ready.
Right. Okay. Again, I understand that you're not saying it's a good thing, right? I understand that you want to shine light on the patriarchy and the way that it sexualizes women from birth and has them do certain things for the pleasure of men in their eyes, whatever the fuck, right? I get it. But that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is shining a spotlight at saying, hey, this is happening. Sometimes kids are hot. We got to be able to talk about how sometimes naturally, men just feel their dicks get hard when they look at kids. We need to be able to say that and talk about it. But he doesn't make any moral condemnation about it. In fact, he doesn't like. No, he does not. He makes moral condemnation. Wait, please. What are you talking about, dude? He morally condemns molesting children, but he doesn't morally condemn looking at children and fantasizing about fucking them. He says it's totally normal, and people should be able to do that, and it's fine.
And you should be empathetic towards those people. I think the problem isn't that his rhetoric isn't creating more pedophiles, but through having empathy for non-offending pedophiles, you're normalizing that so that the sexualization of children becomes like a bigger issue. So it's not creating more like pedophiles that are offending. It's actually exacerbating the issue of younger people being sexualized by having empathy for people that sexualize younger kids. That's the fucking problem.
So what I would say in response to
Lorenzo on the call.
What I would say in response to that is that
How many viewers you know that Zonia? Shut the fuck up.
Okay, what I would say in response to that is that when we looked at there are laws that you can look at, right, where people, for example, were stigmatized for having certain STDs, right, and when we took those certain laws away that would heavily penalize them, they were able to go and get help for that, right? And I think the destigmatization of people who are non-offending, who have predatory thoughts, would lead more people to go seek therapy for it. I think that is what I would hope for, and that's what I hope that he's thinking about. But for me, when I look at something like that, when I communicate this with my audience, when I look at the stuff that he does, what I look at is like, why are we making this huge deal like over cuties when we've been seeing this in pageants for ages, in just normal society since the beginning of time. It's been happening. I'm sorry, but women have been sexualized, and the age of consent used to be much younger. People were getting married at 13. Like
I have one. Wait, all right. 1 second, guys, before you guys really quick. No, this is important. We do have a minor on the panel. I don't want to get down this rabbit hole.
I won't talk about my dick anymore. Okay.
Can the minor say something, please?
No. Get out of here.
I forgot
there was a minor on. This is so inappropriate. A minor should not be exposed to these conversations. Oh my god.
It's more I care about the language. So like Doobie, when you said the dick hard shit, don't say that.
Yeah,
in a little bit.
I'm sorry. This is
bullshit. Not a big deal. Just move on.
Keep going.
Guys. Seriously, like, what is this? What is this? Like, I've talked to Lorenzo. Lorenzo's a very smart individual. He's a very mature individual, right? Like, and we're on the age, seriously, of internet fucking porn. Right, like I don't understand like what the damage is gonna happen.
This is so fucking cringe. And wait, aren't you defending MrGirl? Wait, aren't we saying that like platforming pedophilia or empathy towards like non-offending pedophiles is okay? Then why the fuck can we not talk about this on a panel? This doesn't make any sense.
Wait, can I respond to Stardust, please? Because
finish your point. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But really quickly, fuck you, Troy. Lorenzo, you're a bitch. But Stardust.
I love you too, Doobie.
So yeah, I think that I think so. You said something that really stuck out to me amongst all the other nonsense you said, right? Which is that we need to normalize or remove the stigma from non-offending pedophiles and pedophilia, so that they can go and get help. But actually, right? I think we need the stigma for the pedophilia, for the child attraction, right? We need that. That's a good thing. What we need to normalize is people going and getting help for that, right? But what he's attempting to do isn't to normalize getting help. It's that too, but it's also normalizing the attraction, right? Saying this is a normal part of human biology. Sometimes men look at young girls, 12-year-olds, and they think they're hot.
Not sometimes.
He wants to normalize that, which is the bad behavior that we're attempting to put a stigma on, so that people go and get help for it. So
Let me respond to you really quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So I see what you're saying as far as like there being a difference between, but I think there are levels of stigma, right? So I think like right now as a society we should lynch all of them, like we should hang all of the non-offending P words, no matter what, right? And I think as a society maybe we can move away from that just a little bit to where like, bro, if you hurt a child, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So you better get some fucking help before you do that.
Yeah, but
right?
Okay, but we shouldn't talk about killing people that have mental health problems, right? Like just in general, right, including pedophiles, right? So yeah, that's fine, right? I think that's silly when people do that. But again, what he's doing isn't just, he's not focused on that. He wants to normalize the actual attraction and talking about the attraction, acknowledging that men are naturally, he says naturally, by the way, not socially conditioned.
But, I mean, that would be something that you'd have to take up with him then, that's something you'd have to take up with him.
Position.
But for me, platforming him again is I already know what message I'm putting out there, and I'm not responsible for my audience if they decide to misconstrue what I'm saying. But I'm not going to hold myself responsible for a crowd that I cannot control. I see them in the chat, and that's it.
You can
I can control what they say. Sure, I put my own words out there.
When they see him come onto your platform and you normalize interacting with him and with his ideas, and then they go to his platform and they listen to him drone on about how it's okay to say that 11-year-olds are hot sometimes.
That's something you have to take up with him.
You do have responsibility. No,
Doobie,
you have responsibility.
This is so
have a responsibility
coming from you.
I don't have a responsibility towards a bunch of people in my chat that I don't know. I've never seen their faces. I've never heard their voices, and I can't control them. They're all adults. A lot of them are older than me.
You have responsibility for who you bring onto your platform.
I don't.
Literally,
actually,
1 year ago, this was Doobie. Everybody trying to cancel Doobie. Nobody fucking platform Doobie. This is really rich coming from fucking Doobie.
Yeah, I agree, and I said that right at the start of my statement.
I took that spot again.
He did. That's what actually.
Mr. Girl, you have to have these conversations with Mr. Girl himself. As far as my platforming, I've made my argument that I do not hold myself responsible for a bunch of adults who can hold their own lives responsible. I'm not going to moderate my platform just because I think that my chat is so fucking dumb they can't understand the words coming out of my mouth.
I think I think Doobie's right. I think the only thing that stops a bad pedophile with a platform is a good pedophile with a platform. Go get him, Doobie.
Oh yeah, base.
Okay, so let me challenge this a little bit because I want to know: does the pedo hunter stuff really does that normalize it, or does it sort of make it this scatological interest that it brings?
It
normalizes
hunting pedophiles, makes pedophiles afraid.
Okay,
like
then why do they go into the detail of the interviews?
Right?
Why do they go into all the salacious details in those programs?
Because they want to shame these people in public because it's funny and it makes me feel good.
Isn't that also like this salacious content that could normalize?
Public shame is great sometimes, but I don't think Stardust is bringing him on to shame him.
No,
I'm bringing him on to connect with him and understand why he's obsessed with like this certain topic, right? And I think we got to the bottom of that in my interview with him. And he can say otherwise, but I think that we understand after that interview why he is fixated on that topic, just like I'm fixated on certain topics and other people are fixated on certain topics. So I think that there is some value in empathy, but I am not going to tell my chat that we can't empathize with this man, even though he may have some thoughts that I disagree with.
Can I ask a question to everybody on the panel, actually? Because I'm a little curious.
I want to wrap something up. I'm very sorry. I really want to wrap this topic up. So before, hey,
oh, shut the fuck up!
No, nobody cares. We have to wrap this topic up, and then we can move on. So if everyone who's virtue signaling or gaining content off of this topic could please look in the Gen notes. I left a donation link there for Rain charity fundraiser. If you feel that strongly about this topic, you can go ahead and put your money where your mouth is, and you can donate to RAIN, a charity for sexual abuse survivors. And thank you for trying to deplatform
them earlier
sexual abuse survivors.
I have a question.
that was Stardust's first
wait.
fundraiser.
Soy Adel, I just want to say RAIN is a great charity. I promise I'll let you ask your question. But I just want to say to Soy Adel, I actually did do I think RAIN is a great charity. I actually did a fundraiser for them earlier this year, and we raised like $2,000 for them. So I definitely will check that out.
That was late last year.
Let's let Brittany go.
Okay, Brittany's next. Go.
All right. My question is to everybody on the panel is which is worse, racists or pedophiles? And that's what I would like to know.
Racist.
Whoever
we get it. You want us to say pedophile so that you can keep platforming racist and not feel bad about it. How about this? They're both equally retarded.
No.
Hey, there you go.
I platform both, so you know what?
Look, if you can choose to not be a racist and you can evolve beyond that, someone who has pedophilic attraction, as far as the research shows, they're not able to control it. What they can do is they can not offend. So an offending pedophile would obviously be a big problem. That would be much worse.
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut this off, but like I don't actually like this line of like reasoning whatsoever because
I've seen a pattern here, and I want to know what people who have been coming after us for our platform yet are like normalizing pedophilia. Which is worse to you guys? Which one?
I mean, the thing is,
there's a big difference between standard race and advocate for killing the Jews. There's a big difference there.
Both are okay. Sorry,
I think there's a big misinterpretation on what is actually being advocated for. The advocation is not for offending. The advocation is not for child molestation. The advocation is for creating a way in which pedophiles can feel safe enough to open up and say, I've got a problem and I need help.
Wait a minute, that's already a thing. You can go to a therapist and you can talk to a therapist already and tell them that you are having these views and they can't say anything if you're not acting.
There's a large stigma in reaching out for help.
Why? That's the thing. Brett, I have another question. Brett, I hate shutting down a woman. I'll do it again. In particular, I just want to know. Could you give me an itemized list of all the people on your stream that you consider racist? I just want to know because like most people.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm just gonna stop this for just a second. Like just real quick. Like, I don't think having this conversation about which is worse is actually even remotely constructive, and I definitely want to avoid this topic if at all possible.
For you guys, that's why. Because
it's actually no.
Pedophiles are worse, and that's why you guys don't want to answer the fucking question.
That's not the reason why I don't answer the question.
I think anybody who hurts children, anybody who actively hurts children is worse. Okay, somebody actively hurting children and doing it willingly, and they're clearly worse, obviously. But racist, it depends on the level of racism, right? If it's a racist who's like, yeah, you know what? If they don't leave, we're gonna make them fucking leave. We're gonna I'm not opposed to violence. Then what do you think that means? That means violence against anybody of that race, and that means children and women too. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like these are very not good comparisons. I don't think it's helpful to the conversation to compare these things.
We don't need a pro and con. We don't actually need a pro con list. Like they're just both bad, and we can move on.
The reason I'm doing this is because the same people that come after us about our platform are like,
oh my god, everything is about her.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Literally who?
Literally about deplatforming.
Well, it is about deplatforming.
It is about. To be fair to her, she's been deplatformed. So
I'm the only one here that has been deplatformed, and you.
Then what are you doing on the platform?
You're literally going after Doobie.
Got suspended on Twitter for 2 weeks once.
Okay, all right.
I mean, this is getting really annoying.
The best way to not get
platforms right now.
Okay, hold on, everyone.
Can you let her finish? Holy shit!
Yeah, let's let Brittany finish.
Okay, you went after Doobie, acting like this is like somehow equivalent, like because he's being a hypocrite because he's going after something about pedophilia, and he was getting like there people are going after him about racism. And you guys are trying to equate it yourselves. So yeah, I think like you guys should answer for it. Which is worse, racism or pedophilia?
Brittany, wait a minute, everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. It's my turn to respond to her. She was addressing me. Okay, so I've already responded to what I think about pedophilia and offending Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, I'm just saying, I talk to everybody on my platform. It doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter how, whether they have racist views or what.
All right, let's let Sherry actually.
But not offending pedophiles. No, offending pedophiles are not allowed on my.
All right, it's fine. I'm just gonna let you. No, all right, no, we're done. Sherry goes. Go. Sherry's been waiting a long time. Go ahead.
I wasn't equating pedophilia and racism. I was pointing out Doobie as a hypocrite because Doobie knows very well that he's allowed on people's platform, and he acknowledges that the people who platform him don't believe in the same things that he believes in, that you separate these two things. He's doing to Stardust what people did to, like, who platformed him.
That's true. So I think Cherry, maybe you missed the. Well, no, I know you missed the opening
I only
portion of my
hopped on
statement.
here because I heard
okay.
somebody was talking shit about me, and now they're gone.
Nobody talked about
That's
you at
okay.
all.
Somebody brought her up. Somebody brought her up, but I beat it back down.
I want to answer Britt's question. All right, so Britt, all right, I'll bite this bullet for you. Ready? All right, if you have to like list them in terms of business, ready? You have offending pedophiles. Fucking terrible, right? Then you have the list of offending racists, right? Then you have the non-offending pedophiles, and then the non-offending racist. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a great hierarchy. I really agree with that, Hans.
So
That's a really great one.
Question.
Yeah.
I mean, you're screaming to people not in private and not in a friendly context. I would comfortably say I'm comfortably saying you're being a publicly racist or outwardly racist. Like if someone has like a bunch of terrible fucking feelings inside about other races, but they don't offend, they don't act upon that racism whatsoever.
What is offending racist to you? What's an offending racist to you? Somebody actually like commits a hate crime?
You could there's different levels of racism, right? In terms of like actually acting. So like if you call someone a slur, that's racism. That's not as bad as a racist hate crime, like being
a predator is pretty black and white. Wait. Being a predator is very black and white. Either you are being a predator and you're a piece of shit, or you're not being a predator and maybe you're redeemable. Who knows? But
offending pedophile, okay, that's like literally the worst thing you can do.
It is the worst thing, yeah.
Offending races, I would say that's like an actual hate crime. I wouldn't say it's calling somebody a slur. You can't put that over. You can't put that even in the same ballpark.
Well, I wouldn't equate those things. No, I wouldn't equate those things.
Because there's an actual argument for what she's saying. Because as language changes, obviously our morals and our stances change as well as time progresses. So this obviously makes sense that we shouldn't judge each other based on the stupid shit we say. I mean, that's just a clear fact.
Okay.
Does that have to do with
So I'm just gonna throw something in real quick.
I've always been against deplatforming. Okay?
Racist. Holy fuck! Like, what are you saying? We can't be mad at explicitly like assholes to people based on their race? We absolutely can. It doesn't mean.
I didn't say that. I said our morals change and how we judge these things.
Can I ask?
I literally said that.
Oh, an offending racist pedophile is definitely the worst thing. That's a great point. That
is it that's intersectionality right there.
That is intersectionality, yeah.
Wait, but in 10 years that might not be bad, so.
Offending pedophile who is a clown is probably about as bad as you can get.
No, racist pedophiles.
I think a mime would be worse than a clown, to be honest.
Now, can I expand this a little bit, please? That's okay.
Yes.
Isn't that what
I
Mr.
don't think
Girl
you
is?
can, but you can try.
Is he kind of racist and a pedophile?
I'm sure there's a lot of things you expand.
I'd like to just expand it.
Wait, there is something worse. A racist pedophile.
I'd like to.
The worst you can be.
All right.
An offending racist pedophile.
I mean, like,
I really want to hear what Doobie has to say.
Everyone, shut up! Shut up, everyone! For the love of God, this is the stupidest. Why did I do this? This was a terrible.
Oh my God! Shut up, Doobie.
What are you talking about?
I will mute every one of you.
Your power meter is literally growing as we
fucking
speak.
two Andy viewer. You're literally here because I allow it.
I know.
You nobody.
Feel it.
Real quick.
Feel it. Take it in.
I've been trying to get in here for a little bit. I just
but you're exploited and nobody cares what you think, so I'd like to just speak.
All right, Doobie, go ahead.
Doobie. I love Doobie. Go ahead, Doobie.
Okay, thank you. So we've been talking about the right wing a lot and racists and pedophiles and whatever the fuck, right? But I think we're again not really talking about the entire problem, right? On Twitch at least. We have plenty of crazy ass lefties that come onto these platforms that people bring onto their streams for views because they say dumb shit, get into giant arguments, and cause a lot of problems, right? And these people regularly advocate for violence. why slander people? Are they sexist? They say transphobic shit to trans people, right? And these people are brought on over and over and over again, and they're introduced as friends of the channel and friends of the community, and oh god, they're their go-to leftists for fascism. Yeah, I'm talking about Vivian. But all of you guys have had her on your channels, right? All of you guys interact with her pretty regularly, right? So if we think this person is toxic to discourse, regularly advocates for violence, is dishonest in every fucking conversation she has, what's there to gain by having her on other than views?
Can I just say I have argued against her, and I've argued against her, and I don't have her on my stream, but I have been on panels with her. But I agree with you.
I don't actually want to attack anyone who's not here. I think I made that clear. So let's not do that.
Wait, we've been shitting on MrGirl for like an hour.
MrGirl was here for a little bit. It's fine. Like
the bias.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna mute the fuck out of everyone. Fuck this shit. I'm not doing this.
We don't have Viv, but we.
All right, now fuck all of you. Look. I really didn't want to get into it. Viv was here for a brief moment and decided to eat herself out. So MrGirl was here for a little bit, brought up certain topics that we had to address, and then everybody wanted to keep talking about it, so I let it go. We're not doing this anymore. Let's not shit on people who aren't here. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? Fine, it's a little bit hypocritical of me to draw the line right now, but like we're drawing the line now.
I'm not talking about Viv.
Better late than never.
About Vivian. I'm talking about. I'm gonna. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't use Twitter. The Twitter word, right? It's I'm talking about Charlene, right? Charlene, the other leftist Twitter person, number 2017, right? That person, right? With all of Vivian's positions. That's what I'm talking about. Can we talk about that, please?
I mean, I'm not really keen for doing this because
you're being a beta.
No, I'm not.
She's a friend. I get it.
Okay. Look, I was really bad about this rule.
Question.
Now.
Somebody who advocates for children and young people committing acts of violence that would jeopardize their futures. Yeah, I think this is a pretty fair topic.
I've got a way to sort of talk about this MadLad, but that isn't directly targeting anyone.
Yeah,
but
targeting.
Here's an example.
Someone is
to answer what Doobie is saying. I mean, there is some weight to what you're talking about, at least in terms of why we platform certain people or why we might. I'm not going to speak for Prime, but I can tell you that when there are certain people that I clash with on his panel, I see the numbers go up, and I see people getting riled up in chat. It gets more active, and guess what? I also see is I get a bunch of DMs from people also jumping in and kind of talking about what's going on between me and that other person. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of a spectacle incentive to the whole thing. But I think one of the problems that gets overlooked because of the spectacle is that there are valuable points, and some of those points are being misrepresented or misinterpreted, or when the person is trying to answer based on the questioning for those points, they get cut off and taken out of context, and then it's sort of an uncharitable representation of what their positions are.
That's just not true.
Okay,
absolutely, I can prove that to you with clips, multiple clips, multiple discussions.
All right, that's fine, Doobie, but I want to actually let Prime. You were going to respond to that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. And then after that, after Prime goes, we're gonna let Rinyard get in because Rinyard has been waiting really patiently.
Well, no, the moment passed.
The moment passed. All right, Prime, go ahead, and then Doobie can go.
So, yeah, as a person who has had on their channel, the one who must not be named the most, right? Then I do it because I really appreciate this person. Like I said, I appreciate people from all sides of the political spectrum, and this person, I don't. Our values don't line up completely. Right, we're pretty close, but we don't line up completely, and we have really good conversations. Right.
Well, speaking of TOS, though.
And when am I speaking of TOS? What are you talking about, TOS? What's TOS that this person
Well,
brings
you
up?
made the argument earlier that you don't have a lot of conservatives on because they break TOS, but this person has advocated for violence, right?
Yeah, well, okay.
She even advocated for reporting your channel, by the way, on Twitter.
Yeah, that person is a problem. And that hurts. No, that one actually.
Why you gotta distract me like that, Hans?
Yeah,
what? Right.
Make no apologies.
You guys have
I've
no
been
impulse
contained for
control
too long. I've been
whatsoever.
oppressed by MadLad and this bullshit muting system.
You have the impulse control of like 5-year-olds. Like, calm the fuck down.
I'm sorry. Okay. There's something about that. What is that? A squirrel on the front?
Oh
What is that, a squirrel?
You can go into a corner and play with your fuzzy little dick
Okay.
there. Prime is talking. Calm down. Holy shit.
Christ. All right, Prime, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. That part, the reporting thing, that was bullshit and was uncalled for, and we've never actually addressed it. So there's that. Let's before that point. Like there a person that is very good at rhetoric, is very witty, very entertaining to have on, right? And riles up the audience. So there's that spectacle that Zonia was referring to, right? Then yeah, that I generally enjoy having around. But that thing they said about, reporting my channel, that was bullshit. And we haven't addressed it, so.
I would say that, just from what I saw of that specific stream, I do think that there was some sort of rhetorical corner that
It was
was
misunderstanding.
here.
People always misinterpret what she said.
But
total bullshit.
Again, that's not something to talk about now. All right, who is next on the list?
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, Matt. Hold on. I'll let Lorenzo go. I just want to say this real quick. We're gonna go out 15 more minutes on this, and then we're gonna wrap this whole thing up. So
okay,
let's start to get to the in here. So Lorenzo, and after Lorenzo, Hans.
Okay.
I just quickly wanted to say I've had this person. Actually, no, I'm saying something nice. I've had Vivian on, and all of the conversations I've had have been very pleasant and constructive. Yeah, she said some dumb shit, and I've reacted to the dumb shit that she said off my stream, but our interactions have been very pleasant.
I like
Thanks for adding nothing.
I was getting a shot. Are we just shit talking Vivian? That feels kind of weird. Well, I mean, okay. So
The question was why do you guys keep bringing people onto your platforms that advocate for violence, that are actively toxic to conversation? Why do you do this?
I just answered that.
Why? It's banger fucking content, and also, I'm sorry, political violence is a fucking dumb shit position, especially advocated by certain people, right? Voldemort, may they not be named, right? And I think most decent fucking people can argue relatively well against having aggressive political violence, at least in most democracies, right? Whether it's Antifa, whether it's all the fucking white nationalists that are fucking killing people and burning churches and shit like that. I'm pretty sure that most people can say that political violence in our current structure, I don't know if someone's in a fucking dictatorship right now, I'm sorry if you are, but most of us are in fucking American land, all right? And as an Eagle stan myself, I don't like fuckers coming in and saying, oh, we should do political fucking violence in a fucking democracy. I'm sorry, I'm adding a lot of fuckings in here just for emphasis. I want to make sure everyone understands exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And
Especially when that political violence
that
result.
political violence, though, is against, let's be clear, that political violence is against people who would do political violence, right? She's talking about political violence against
it's
fascists.
not.
Let's be clear.
You should use the one word against Sauron.
Young Republican groups, dude.
No.
She said it about young Republicans groups, and when you advocate for young leftists.
She's doing it. People who are doing actual
But she
fascism.
said it for young Republican groups too. And when you advocate for young people to go and commit acts of political violence, you are dooming some of them to have their futures jeopardized, especially when they get caught doing something against a group that's not done anything yet to them.
Yeah, she's openly advocated for violence against not just fascists, not Nazis wearing KKK uniforms or whatever the fuck, but young Republican groups, people who have Blue Lives Matter posters, shit like that, right? So it's not just fascists.
So if we start unpacking this, it's problematic because she doesn't want to be on a panel with certain people, and she can't stand up for her own positions.
I think like what we can do, we can like kind of narrow down like what we're okay and what we're not okay with platforming. I think it's like very clear that we're not
Getting
happy.
me on his fucking thing. That's what I'm not okay with.
Is there
get me
two?
On.
Why the hell?
Yeah, and it's really
there are two
freaking
Brittany's.
out. Make it go away.
Come on, all right, yeah, fix that.
Why?
That's ridiculous. I'm sure.
Oh, now there are two of them.
It's too much. Okay.
Oh, it's Soyadle being a
Brittany,
fucking
double
weirdo. That's wonderful.
So we can. So we
I'm
can
so
actually
sorry.
split
I
this.
thought I'd put something up that you liked, an image that you liked.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, it's much better than looking at you, but it's still kind of weird.
Okay, so I think we can
I
actually.
think we can all agree Britt is much prettier than Soy. All right,
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God, I'm
Like-
just gonna push this button now. So
Look, Soy, I think you're very pretty as well. Okay, I think you both are very pretty in your own ways.
that's delightful. Okay, so if we can
That's,
discuss,
that's-
like in terms of platforming, we know what we don't like. We don't like violence. We don't like people advocating for violence. We don't like people who advocate for things that are like just fucked up and creepy. We don't like the folks who are advocating for things that like attack groups based on like their ethnicity or who they are. Is that like some sort of reasonable line we can all draw since we have like 15 minutes to talk about this? Is this all make
No,
sense?
because just about
Well,
everybody here brings those
personally-
people on regularly.
Personally, I like to argue with people who oppose my ethnicity being part of this country. I think it's hilarious, but you know, the average person maybe is not meant for that, and maybe they should not do that. You know, so yeah.
You know, so for me, I don't usually, not on a public space, I won't debate things specific to trans, like being transgender and such, even though I'm trans. Mostly because I'm not sure that I can remain cool-headed enough to really engage with it with an audience. I've never really put myself to the test with that, though, but I feel like I would sort of have the limit. Otherwise, I'm pretty okay with confronting almost any subject, with certain exceptions. And like when it comes to if I were platforming people, where I would draw the line is like I wouldn't actually have people who are like Nazi types on, just because I feel like there's not a lot to gain from that. Like I'll go into the spaces of Nazis and I'll go and fight them and try to make them look stupid, and that's sort of my goal, is to basically break up whatever they got going. And I think that's fine to do, but I don't want to bring them onto any platform of mine because I don't feel that there's anything productive with that. I don't think it actually gains me anything, and it has, at worst, has the possibility to maybe gain them more attention. So I wouldn't do that. But I would go on to Brittany's platform if she ever had me, and
I think you're always welcome.
And I'd go and try to make people like Mio look. Well, he's already made himself look stupid, but I try to make other people on her platform look stupid.
Mio Respector over here.
So can I ask something real quickly? So we've gone through the right wingers and the pedophiles and the lefties. So I'm going to be much more direct, maybe mean. So what all of you are doing right now is contributing to the platform of somebody who hit on a 17-year-old. It's a 20-something-year-old, lied about it, tried to slander the 17-year-old, and then went through like a whole fucking backdoor thing, telling everybody different lies to try to hide the truth. Right? That's Queen Alexa, by the way. Right? So you guys are currently contributing to that person's platform and them building their platform and their name in this space. Right? So where is the line? Right? Like, why are you guys? Are we just not aware of that? Like,
so
like,
honestly. I look through that stuff, and personally, and maybe there's more evidence out there, but personally, I didn't see enough evidence to condemn somebody like that. You know, it just didn't seem like that. It didn't seem like there was active hitting on going on. There, it looked like the 17-year-old and them were like being friendly, but
your compass is a little off here. So it's like,
wait, hold on, sorry.
Well, wait a minute. Let me finish. Wait. Okay, from the evidence that I saw that was presented to me, now there may be new developments that I am not aware of, but there wasn't. Okay, so from what I saw, I didn't see a whole lot to condemn somebody and socially ostracize them.
Okay, so can I respond?
Yeah.
So does maybe because I know Queen Alexa went around lying to everybody in the background, saying that all of it was bullshit, and that anything that was presented in the DMs, actually she deleted a lot of DMs, but also sent people DMs that they painted the situation is not as bad as it was, whatever the fuck. While slandering the 17-year-old is crazy, right? So maybe you're not aware of everything. That's totally fair, but the reality here is that Queen Alexa's 21. This was a 17-year-old. If they had met up and had sex, which is apparently talked about, Queen Alexa would be guilty of Queen Alexa would be guilty of statutory rape. That's just the truth. That's just the truth based on the law in those states. Based on the law in those states. You guys here talking about how against pedophilia you are. We have somebody here who's hitting on a minor knowingly, and then after they got caught hitting on this minor, fight me all you want. After they got caught hitting on a minor, you can call it hebephilia. Call it hebephilia. Call it hebephilia. It's totally fine. Right after they got caught hitting on a minor, and they were called out about it. They went around slandering this minor and lying to everybody about it. And now they're attempting to build this platform with your names currently right now.
Okay, I'm sorry, but no.
So Lorenzo and Alexa and I all talked about this not that long ago.
I changed Lorenzo's mind, and he now agrees with me.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Don't lie,
little bitch.
No.
Because at the end of that conversation, you said, "Oh, actually, I agree with Doobie."
No. My whole argument was wait, Brett. My whole argument was that it wasn't grooming. Okay, it could have been like weird shit. But people say weird shit all the time. I'm not going to socially ostracize someone for weird shit.
So I can speak for Alexa's reaction, and this is kind of my assessment. So don't. This is just my observation, and this is something I talked with Alexa about, and she kind of confirmed it. But it seemed to me like Alexa didn't quite understand what was going on at the time. It was her first real controversy to deal with. And she panicked. She panicked and was trying to do what a lot of people do their first time getting involved in something that's controversial.
The first time they get caught hitting on a minor. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And controversial. And so she panicked. And she didn't, because I was telling her, the first thing you got to do when something like this comes up is you got to be upfront and honest, because that way you can get everything out into the open. You don't look like you're trying to hide something. And it gives you the opportunity for people to give you the benefit of the doubt. That gives you the opportunity to get the truth out. The problem is that with the panicking and going around and trying to effectively try to narrative control it, you get people like Doobie who are going to assume the worst, and BPF who are going to assume the worst in the situation.
Wait, hold on. I don't assume the worst. I look at all the evidence. I listened to the recordings. I watched Lorenzo's entire stream for like 2 or 3 hours talking about this.
Thank you.
Right? I spoke to people like Scott from Fabian Liberty. Right? I spoke to Looter. I got their side of the story. Right? I looked through this server's chat to look at Alexa talking about this in chat, saying that this person was crazy and all this kind of stuff. And in her story that she was putting in the text right here, I didn't just assume bad things. Right? I went through all the shit that was available to me, got all the evidence. I saw, hey, this person is a fucking snake liar who was hitting on a 17-year-old, then lied about it, and then went around telling all her friends different lies to try to bury the story. That's what happened.
So I don't know if I didn't see any evidence that could say that it was truly being like that she was creeping on the minor. What I could see is that there were a lot of things that were questioning.
She admitted it. She admits it in the recording.
She was being
at least 2 of the recordings.
And
no, she didn't admit it. That's not true, Doobie.
No, yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't agree. And then, but the other, go ahead.
Thank you. But like I feel like when we start throwing out these words like grooming and all this shit, it's like it really like minimizes what grooming actually is, and I don't like when we are using it as a political weapon. And we do that with Me Too as well. People are just using it as a fucking weapon, and it's not okay. Like people were trying to take this person down, and I honestly, okay, whatever. They had a few flirty text messages. Seemed like the other person was doing all the flirting though. There was nothing fucking wrong in there. Maybe the thing you can say is like she lied about it. That's the best you can say.
No,
should this person be destroyed over this? Fuck no. And anybody that's acting like, oh, this person that's 17-year-old and gonna be 18 in like a month, this is so like fucking horrible. This is like a pedophile and grooming. Like, get the fuck out of here.
They weren't gonna be okay. So
I'm gonna be 18 like next month.
Okay, no one gives a fuck about you. Shut the fuck up. So Britt, they weren't gonna be 18 in a month first off. But secondly, it wasn't 3 months. So to say that like this isn't grooming because whatever, right? And that all the flirting was coming from the minor, which is weird. That's I'm just gonna say that's weird. Okay. Secondly, but I'd like to groom you actually, but actually there are recordings of Alexa admitting. Straight up, just admitting that, I said that it was inappropriate. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, all the other stuff that there's no evidence of, I'm just going to deny it. I'm just going to deny everything because if they have no evidence of it, they can't prove it, so I'm going to deny it, right? And then in the DMs, if I remember correctly, there were like, Lorenzo, you can tell me, it's like 7 or 11 one-on-one phone calls or something like that. In the DMs.
Yeah, there were a lot of private calls,
right? And it was obvious when we were looking through the DMs that some of those DMs had been deleted and edited. It's really fucking obvious. Then when I spoke to Alexa, I was like, hey, wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. In the video, right, that she sent, I was like, hey, why is that DM edited? It looks a little weird. Like that's a weird response to what was said to you. And so I was like, hey, can you pull up that DM and show me the timestamp of when it was edited? And suddenly, oh, well, actually, I deleted all of my DMs. They're all gone. I can't show you that. Sorry. Right? It's really fucking sus. And on top of that, I'm not done.
They were flirting.
Wait, I just want to say I recorded us going through the whole thing. So
I love you. Okay.
That was a little weird.
I love you. You're a beautiful person. Next month I'll say something else. Okay.
You better stop it.
Okay, can we not do that?
No, legally, if I remember correctly, I went over this on screen, guys. If we look at legally what it means, grooming at least, if I'm remembering this correctly, the legal definition, I'm pretty sure, is that the person has to have traveled states and met up, right? For that to be grooming.
Attempted grooming isn't much of a better claim. I feel like you should let Lorenzo say something real quick.
Yeah, you don't have to travel.
Talking to like a 15-year-old.
How the fuck did I get server muted?
I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this. So like I'm not judging Alexa here or anything.
It
so
required
I
a minor child.
You don't have to like
only have been a crime if they actually did something.
No, you don't have to actually travel to groom.
No, I don't think you have to travel. But it doesn't matter because even if you do have to travel,
that's what it is. If you're like attempted grooming, that's not much of a better charge.
Yeah,
right?
Sure, I agree with you. But I don't know that the evidence presented to me is enough for me to again socially ostracize.
I agree. I'm just saying that specific form of argumentation was a little weak.
Yeah, we also can't use just the evidence presented to us. Because as we know, in most even like rape cases, we don't have all the evidence.
But again, I can't socially ostracize somebody. I can't condemn somebody. I can't if I don't have the information that makes it confirmed for me. Unless it's confirmed for me with hard information, then I can do that. But I can't unless it's there.
This isn't a fucking big deal. You're talking about somebody that could have been in the same high school together. This person's gonna be 18 soon. This isn't fucking grooming. When we're talking about grooming, you have to come on, get real. There's somebody who's gonna be a lot younger. They have to have intent to meet up. But this, no matter what, if there was flirting going on, I wouldn't call that fucking grooming, at all.
Okay, so if you have an issue with the laws in their state, that's fine, right? But the laws, as they would be enforced in both their states, actually, if they met up, they'd be guilty of statutory rape. They'd be guilty of statutory rape. They would.
Not if they
met up. If they met up, there would be something. Yeah, there would be. Yeah.
Sorry.
We went over all this.
Assuming a lot here.
We looked into this. We looked into this. It would absolutely be statutory rape if they had sex and met up.
Wait. You're assuming.
Secondly,
that
please shut the fuck up.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. Queen Alexa admitted that there was flirting, right? We have those seven one-on-one phone calls. It reminded me a lot, actually.
This number gets bigger and bigger.
Initially I said 7, then I said 11, but it's actually gotten smaller.
It's 3.
Okay, three then. Okay, so it reminded me a lot of when Prime was going through that show with Katarana, right? And there's all these one-on-one calls, and Katarana's like, "Oh God, we're talking about work for 10 hours. Every day we're talking about panels for 10 hours, right? Like, it's just
don't bring this up.
It's not real. Okay, the reality is you probably were flirting with this. You probably were flirting
all the
dead fucking horses.
It's not dead. It's still very much cooking, right? So you probably did flirt with this minor. You admitted to it in at least one of the recordings that I heard. You said that you did, and then you said outright that you're going to lie about the stuff that there's no evidence of, because there's no evidence of it. So you're going to dismiss it all and lie about it.
Did she say
And then we know
They
that
did not say. Whoa. That's
Did she say lie?
Yes.
Does the word
And then-
lie?
and then-
in there?
and then-
No, she did not
And
say
then,
lie.
and then she went
I've
around.
heard- No.
Okay,
Doobie,
maybe
do
oh
not
God.
misconstrue.
Oh
You
God.
have a good
maybe
point,
the lie.
but you're misconstruing it. To
Maybe
make
the
it
word
sound
lie.
worse than
Maybe
it
the
is.
word lie wasn't used.
Exactly.
Right?
So
They said they were going to
the
dismiss
word
the
lie
things.
was not used.
Don't do this, dude,
You
because you're
can't
making
be-
your point
you can't
and
be-
you're making
yeah.
it less believable. Okay.
And I would like to know what your
Basically,
definition
well-
of grooming is.
Jesus,
What is your
please.
definition of grooming?
I don't believe in God, but I wish we were really to shut you guys up right now, please. Look. So
Okay.
there. Okay, we can go
You
over the
wish we were
definition of
smoking
grooming.
down
I
by the
do.
bolt of Christ.
I do. Or I'll whoever it
I
is.
love
Okay,
it.
I don't care. Look, I think
You've already
I think,
lost your fucking your momentum.
No,
because you fucking were lying about what you were saying.
You
Yeah,
can't.
that
that's
makes
not-
sense.
that's
You're
not a good.
misconstruing.
That's
That's not a
holy
good take
shit.
to
That'd
have,
be
dude.
wonderful.
Let him
talk. Aren't you supposed to be
No,
masturbating
he's
right now?
making
Just
up
shut
shit.
up.
No, Lorenzo,
okay,
he's making
no,
up
let him
shit.
talk.
Just
Listen,
because-
I'm sorry,
just
I
because
do
he
not
convinced
condemn
you-
somebody
please.
for
Honestly,
the
this
evidence
this
is
whole
not
thing is
there.
so fucking dumb.
wait,
Because
you
honestly, it
everybody
doesn't matter. Nothing happened. Nobody was harmed. Regardless, they were fucking.
Nobody was
if this
harmed?
Was literally
That's
two.
bullshit.
If this was 2 years beyond this, nobody would give a fuck. Okay, that like
God.
literally what
Guys,
Stardust
I don't
was saying
think
about
that's
this.
a good. That's
if it
not a
literally-
good way to
no, I
measure
understand
this.
it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go by that argument.
This conversation is making me agree with Doobie more.
Half of people on this fucking panel know nothing about what the fuck is going on.
Then
right
just
now.
shut up and let
Please,
You're
please either
so
shoot
stupid.
to talk about something
This
else.
is
Define
not-
grooming.
this is not
Define
what we're talking
grooming.
about right now, okay?
People
We're
Let
talking
the-
about platforming.
about this.
And
You're
Doobie, your whole point.
Where else?
No, wait.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Okay, so like I don't think this conversation is actually going anywhere whatsoever.
Excellent moderation, Matt. Thank you for stepping in.
Like, great. No, I mean I was waiting because like I didn't want to.
You fucking drama.
I didn't want to get involved because I think that this is like, I mean, Queen Alexa is the person who started this whole idea, incepted it, and we're gonna have this discussion about, platforming. And yeah, this is the elephant in the room. I think that the situation was previously resolved, as far as I could tell. I think that the resolution was that we're going to continue to have Queen Alexa in the community, and we're gonna just continue to do our thing, and behavior modifications went around, and that was resolved, right? Is that not what happened?
Yeah, I'm just gonna address this very simply. Yeah, so I went on stream and have admitted that I made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. And I'm not gonna say, oh, I did everything perfect. I was accused of being a groomer in the past, and I am a perfect human being. No, I made some mistakes, messed up, and I owned up to it. I was like, hey, look, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done this. This was my fault. And certain things. I didn't groom anyone. I didn't do anything illegal. Anyone that believes this, you can fuck off. Don't care about your opinion. Don't care about who you are. Get out of my server. We don't need you. You're irrelevant. You're nothing. Trash can. Get out.
So basically what's going on is...
Whenever you say that, goddamn.
All right, so we have a situation that was very difficult. It seemed like a lot of actors got involved and resolved everything. And we'll just see how things go from here, right? That's all we can do. It's not like we can actually... All right, I see both of you really wanting to talk about this further. Is there anything to actually explore here besides, condemning Alexa after we've already resolved it?
Yeah, this is
I got a meta commentary.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'd like to as well.
My
Zonia,
meta commentary...
Okay, go ahead, Carl.
We were both, Zonia and I were tangentially involved in this, the idea that we would have a community panel or a community review board. And I remember who shot all over this idea, and it was a lot of the people who are very eager to cancel the quote unquote groomers now and in the past. So, there's a way of handling this thing without drama, like adults. We just choose not to do with it because there's money to be made.
It seems like.
I mean, I feel like if anything
Right.
has been done that's wrong, you should bring it to the proper bodies. You shouldn't just morally condemn people without much evidence.
Yeah, there's no bodies.
That's
the
just
problem.
That's just ridiculous. Because even I've been accused of being a pedophile, like online. And I'm 17.
Those weren't
like,
serious.
what the fuck?
Come on, don't
Like, what do you
redirect.
mean? What do you
That's
mean?
not a good
It's
argument, bro.
ridiculous.
You can
It's
just stop.
ridiculous.
Please
Mad
stop.
Lad,
Please.
Mad Lad, this
Okay.
hasn't been resolved. The way that it was resolved is the other person involved was slandered, driven out of the community.
Exactly.
And now they're somewhere else. That's how it was resolved. Right?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That
Listen,
person
we
should
don't
not
want-
have
we
been slandered. But if we like, okay,
You're
I
a
think
little
that there. I think that there is. We can say that person should not have been slandered. But I can also say that, like, from what I saw from the messages that were sent to me, I didn't see anything that indicated breaking laws. Because grooming is very specifically legal. It's a legal term. So yeah, unless there's like there is like evidence of laws being broken. I can't say that this person's a groomer. Maybe they made an inappropriate comment. Sure, but like, I don't know. I don't agree with socially ostracizing somebody though. That's definitely not right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
the reason I brought this up, right? The reason I brought this up, we're talking about platforming right now. Right? It's the point of this entire panel where they've gotten all the most controversial people around to hopefully drive up the viewer count and get people onto their platform so they can build their platform. So what you guys are doing right now is effectively helping somebody who might be a groomer, might be guilty of some kind of bad thing with a minor, right? That none of you apparently are aware of and haven't looked into. You know, maybe there's evidence you're not aware of. You're contributing to this person growing their platform within the Twitch politics community that is full of
First of all,
vulnerable
not even,
children.
they don't even have a platform.
Wait, hold up. This is what we're building the platform right now. You dumb
just
bitch.
like you're in the same
We're building the
platform.
platform.
You're trying to call us out for this bullshit.
Shut the
And you're
fuck
just-
up. What we're doing currently. We're building the platform right now. Right, so this community is full of mentally ill young people, right? Vulnerable young people, and we're helping them build their platform. So so in the future they'll be interacting with more of these people, right? So this is what we're doing right now. When we're talking about responsible platform, do you feel like what you guys are doing right now is responsible?
I'm not worried about Queen Alexa going and grooming anyone. This is retarded. I mean, like they have putting the proper things in place. They have the little sign with the 18 and the cross now. I don't think Alexa's going to put herself in a position like that again. I think she's learned her lesson tonight. Like, I mean, that's basically what it is. She put herself just in a position that people can use against her. I don't think there was anything done wrong. I don't even care if you're reporting the age gap, the age of this person. It's not a fucking big deal. Like, I'm sorry, but what makes this person all of a sudden totally fine in like a month or two than they were like then? Are they all of a sudden so much growing up? We're not talking about a fucking 30-year-old and a 17-year-old.
If everything Darby was saying is absolutely true, then this is an issue, right? We don't like this. This was grooming. Like this is actually bad. I completely agree with Darby.
Hold on.
Wait. We don't have to do this on this panel.
We don't know, Alexa. We don't know
what did Darby
everything they
say?
said.
I definitely don't feel comfortable digging into this case whatsoever. I don't think it's appropriate. Like,
okay, can we do this off the panel then?
If you guys want to talk about this off panel, that's fine. I don't want anything to
I'll be on my server.
do with it. Like, I think that's actually like a very problematic thing. I think we did get pretty far into talking about platforming. I think this is going to be a thing that we talk about for
platforming.
I mean, apparently. Are you sure? I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot of troubled thoughts that I'm
let's wrap this up.
And then you guys can do your whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. So what? Like I said, this was my idea to do this. It kind of did what I expected, which was to be chaotic and insane. This is a one-time thing like this, but we will continue to do shows about once a week. We'll do things like interviews, Q&A, stuff like that, because those were like really fun. I did one with Politically Provoked, and we actually had a lot of fun with that one.
You guys should look into the accusations before you contribute to this person's platform.
And stuff like that. And so on and so forth. We'll be doing open panels here and there, and set up panels, stuff like that, mainly. But we'll go person by person, just shout out your channel, where we can find you and stuff like that. And we'll start with Zonia.
I'm starting at the far end. Hello, I'm Zonia. My Twitch channel is Zonia Dead. And I'm actually going to be streaming in a little bit here. I'm going to take an hour break and then I'll come back on and stream. So maybe I'll have a continued conversation with some of the people who are here. We'll see. I'll reach out to some of you. And on Twitter, I am Zonia Undead. And yeah, nice panel. Thank you for setting this up.
Yeah. Aviator didn't say much of anything, but I'll give you a chance to check your thing
Yeah, I
out.
didn't really get a chance to talk much, but I'm Twisted Aviator. I do a podcast, science, technology, and aviation podcast, as well as storm chasing streaming. So you can find me at Twitch, Twisted Aviator, and Twitter at Twisted Aviator. Thank you.
Yep. Stardust.
Hi, I'm Stardust, fastest rising villain in Twitch politics. If you like to watch somebody meme very hard and also debate very seriously, very hard as well, please check out my channel. It's twitch.tv/Stardust, spelled exactly how it sounds. And I'm Tweets from Star on Twitter. And if I can just have a final closing statement, I trust that I will put... I can only control what I do, right? And what I put into the world. And I trust the words and the things, the ideas that I myself put into the world. When it's left me, it goes out into the world and it's somebody else's. And my audience members they're not mine. They're adults. So that's pretty much my stance on this. And all I can hope for is that they do their best, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So,
Carl.
All right, so I am Carl. I'm now known as Soyaddle here on Twitch. I am yestv.org. That will take you to my YouTube long-form content. Really proud of the latest content that I did, and it's staying up here on Twitch for a while, but it's being shared around a bunch of different areas for YouTube. So, conclusion on this topic, it's all about your rhetoric and your mission, and for various people both on this panel and the people that we've been discussing, it becomes pretty fairly obvious what your mission is, and that's what you need to pay attention to, rather than the ideologies or the specific people that are so-called platformed. And it is about engaging people in the subject, just like sort of the pedo hunter stuff. The more people you engage in that subject, the more you're sort of proliferating the scatology of that subject, and that's what I would consider equally problematic to the whole MrGirl thing. So that's my piece.
Alrighty, Ringyald.
I'm Ringyald. I stream on Twitch whenever my internet allows. Under the name Ringyald, I post on YouTube under the Yald Dump. I would say you absolutely, if you're planning on coming on the server or on this show or whatever, you absolutely should look into the accusations. However, from what I've seen, it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a deal from all of the evidence that has been provided to me. If I'm missing something, then whatever the fuck, but we reconciled our differences. It's whatever. I'm gonna go throw up, so I hope y'all have a good night.
All right, see you later. Hope you feel better, buddy. All right, Prime.
Wait, is he okay?
He seemed kind of sick. He DM'd me like a bit ago, just saying he wasn't feeling the best. All right, Prime.
Okay.
Oh, hi. My name is Prime. PrimeCayes, PrimeCayes. Find me on Twitch, and yeah, we like doing this thing where we talk to people from all sides of the spectrum. If you are a person with differing opinions, right, then come on by. Conservatives are welcome. Don't fucking TOS me. But other than that, conservatives are welcome. Yeah, so stop by. We stream 6 nights a week.
Brittany.
Okay, yeah. I am Brittany. Let's see. I have Politically Provoked. Our last remaining places are Odyssey and T-Live. Will be coming back in a few other platforms. I'm not going to say exactly what, but it'll be under a different name. On Twitch, we haven't been banned. We're doing some rebranding, so you can find me on Twitch at Provoke Brittany, and we might just do our own personal content, not our show. Maybe like when we talk to lefties or just me and some of the hosts, but we won't be bringing our show onto Twitch, so it'll just be that. Yeah, on Twitter we're at pprovoked, and my personal one is Punished Brit because I've been banned off of that. But our link tree has everything, so you can find that on our Twitter, all of our information. So yeah.
Can't wait to report it every time it goes live. All right, Lorenzo.
Britt, the Rob Nord debate is still happening, right? Okay. Hi, name's Lorenzo, also known as Nefarious. I stream on Twitch, Nefarious P, or you can find me on Twitter, NEF Politics. I'm a SOCDEM, progressive content creator. I'm base as fuck. I just entered my villain arc, so we're very excited for that. I stream, which is not true, but I try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I have COVID now, so that's a little bit of a bitch, but we're getting through. We're pushing through. Thank you for having me on.
Yep, Ice Wolf.
Hello, I'm Ice Wolf. I usually do content on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. Most of the time, my name is Conservative Furry, but on YouTube, I rebranded as Ice Wolf the Furry. That's my original channel. And my political channel is Ice Wolf Politics. I'm obviously new to the political spectrum. I am a progressive capitalist. I would classify myself more like Teddy Roosevelt kind of conservatives and not the modern day conservatives, as they are complete garbage on social issues. Anyways, that is all my take, and I shall see you later.
HanzOfHarkir.
Hey everybody. As you can tell, I am the biggest, beefiest, widest man on Twitch, and if Infrahaz has any level of testosterone and balls left on his tiny bitch boy body, he will totally accept my challenge to fight him in the ring. I know he's not going to. He ran from Dylan. He ran from me. He ran from Star. This man is a professional walk-back bitch boy. But if you want to find me, because I assume like you're not Haz, so you actually want to see me, you can find me at Twitch and Twitter and YouTube at HanzOfHarkir. I do based, progressive political stuff. I'm also a SOCDEM, but I'm cooler than Lorenzo, so you should definitely follow me instead. And because I'm not a minor, you're allowed to sexualize me. So you can... So, you should absolutely check out my shit, because I'm sorry, I'm bigger than Haz, I'm better than Haz, and you should all just check out all my stuff. So, thank you so much for having me. This has been a banger. I'm sorry for being so yelly. I'm also the loudest guy on Twitch. But yeah, this was so much fucking fun. And MadLad, congratulations for surviving a panel modding with me on it, because as Prime could probably tell you, I'm a lot.
That was a lot.
And Star.
Oh, God, that's a lot.
All right, Doobie.
So yeah, I think we've had a pretty interesting discussion about platforming today. And if you care at all about the damage that a platform can do to any community ever, you should probably avoid any platform associated with Queen Alexa. Bare minimum, this person hit on a minor.
All right, get the fuck out, you tool. All right. What a fucking weirdo. All right, Biggs.
1984.
1984.
Yeah.
They killed him.
So, yeah, I'm Biggs. You can find me at Biggs8500 on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. First of all, I want to thank MadLad's for moderating and hosting this panel. I know I've done one of these myself, so I know how it can be. And I saw the stress levels going up and down. It was like a roller coaster for you. But I hope you had a good time, made it through it. I also want to give a shout out to all the other actual platformers on this platform. Hans, I know you've done platforms in the past. Stardust, Prime. That's where I got my start. Like I said, I love you. And Brittany, I haven't done much with you guys, but every time I did deal with you guys were fucking amazing. So I just want to thank you all. And again, Alexa, thank you for having us all on here. I had a great time. But as far as platforming goes, I think that the more we get out information to people, the better it is. I think, like many have said, sunlight's the best disinfectant. So hopefully in the future we can get these conversations heard, make the best ideas come forward, and that's what we should strive for.
Glad to have you, Biggs. And our special guest for tonight, MadLad.
Thanks for having me moderate this. I thought I was gonna get lots of clarity from having like such a diverse set of opinions. So like I opened earlier talking about.
Lad, are you fucking kidding me? You bring fucking 60 people on, you expect clarity? Are you fucking joking right now? Okay. Our fucking panel. The content was off the fucking charts, but don't bullshit us with this. Truth. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Look. okay. So I have like ADD. I can listen.
I wipe my ass.
I can look. I can.
It's an ADHD.
When I watch streams, I'm not kidding. I watch 3 different Twitch streams simultaneously. All right, like I can definitely handle lots of input. It's just really interesting that this input was so diverse, right? Like I feel. I mean, I think I got a lot out of it. I'm looking forward to seeing like how people talk about platforming for the next week or so, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. And I'm really glad to have had a chance to participate in this. I've got a lot of serious things to think about, obviously. And oh yeah, so the next thing I'm doing on Wednesday, we're going to have a one-on-one. So Wednesdays, I'm doing a dating and relationship show. So either I'm going to do an interview, or I'm going to be doing people can just ask for dating advice, that sort of thing. So if you guys are interested in that, you can tune in Wednesday. We're going to be talking about relationships and boundaries with Anna on Wednesday, actually. So tune in for that. And then after that, in 3 weeks.
That was advice.
Brittany, you got to go on. I want to know what your dating advice is. Brittany, you got to go on.
Yeah, no, come on.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
First dating advice: if you ever want to get back with someone, don't accuse their now wife of attempting to murder you. That's normally
no. Okay, great, thank you. So, in 3 weeks, I'm also getting a brand new show started. There is a very famous person who has done a lot of labor activism recently this year, who is getting started in the Twitch politics universe. So I hope everybody tunes in on February 6th for that. I'm being a little cagey about the title, but if you follow me on Twitter or just follow my channel here, I'll be talking about it quite a bit more. So thank you so much for setting this up. And ooh, I gotta raid someone.
Well, before you do that, let me say something real quick.
Me if you.
First, I'd like to apologize for Doobie, who's dropped on his head when he was a tadpole. And then secondly, everybody who's watching right now, can we get a shout out for MadLad, and can maybe we get some subs and some bits?
Aw,
yeah, absolutely.
Kind of help him out a bit here. I think he's done a lot. He put a lot of effort into this. This thing was crazy. Moderating it was absolutely nuts. I think we should show a little bit of appreciation if we can. No pressure, but that'd be nice.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sub to I'm gonna show it for you for just a little bit, right? Sub to my man MadLad's. MadLad's is fantastic. He comes to my channel all the time, right? He does great work. Like he carries the conversation. I was saying this just yesterday, right? He carries the conversation all on his own. He's capable of doing that. But he decided to take a step back.
Hello.
He moderated here, did his very best.
Step back in.
Hi guys.
Hi. He snuck back in. He snuck. Oh, sorry. He stepped back, right, and he did a fantastic job. Let's give him a little support. Right, this guy. Seriously, he's top tier. And I love to see that he's expanding, he's growing his own platform. So support him, please. Sub to the channel, give bits, give subs, start a hype train. Support MadLad's.
Oh, thank you so
Hello.
much, guys.
Wait, 1 second, guys. So I just want to finish up what I was saying earlier. Yeah. So Queen Alexa. Probably a groomer, definitely hit on a minor, then went around and slandered to lots of people. You guys should not contribute to her platform at all. You should.
Oops.
Can I say something in response to what he was saying?
Really rude. Give me 1 second. You should contribute to Stardust and to Primes and even Brittany's, because Brittany's really cool. And Lorenzo, Nefarious here, Nefarious P on Twitch, great guy. Hans, amazing dude. Really, he looks like a fucking bear. Easily one of the nicest people on.
A cute bear, teddy bear.
Actually, I love Hans. Okay.
Bold Hans. What's happening here? Is this like a theme? What's going on? Why do you have your clothes off?
I think we're done.
What are you?
Wait, you're not going to shout me out, Doobie?
Oh shit, Zonia. I'm sorry, Zonia.
It's an actual thing.
I love you.
I
love you.
Dress.
Zonia, I love you.
Are you slut shaming me right now?
You're also a beautiful person, and I appreciate you far more than I can possibly say within TOS guidelines. Okay. But yeah, that was it. Love you guys. We're good to go.
Okay. Can I say something really quick? Or wait, are we still waiting for other people's outros?
No, we're done.
That's it.
Okay, all right. So what I would say is, if you honestly think that somebody is a groomer, then you should be using your abilities to contact law enforcement. If there's enough evidence. If there's enough evidence to convict somebody of being a pedophile or being a groomer, then call your local law enforcement and report it. But if you don't have the evidence for it, then I'm sorry, I cannot make this bold claim about somebody. I mean, here, I'll link the definition of child grooming, but I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, well that's really dumb, by the way.
Wait, we can keep this conversation going on.
If you have the ability to report these people to the police and get them arrested, you definitely should do it. I wish I could do it for Alexa for lots of reasons. But again, bare minimum, Alexa hit on a minor, lied about it, did some really scummy shit behind the scenes, slandered them all over the fucking place, and you guys should not be contributing to this person, this platform whatsoever, but contribute to everybody else's. Love you guys. I will see you later, okay?
Thanks, I love you, Doobie.
I love you.
Uh-oh, do we freeze?